Hello there,
Whoa.
everyone. My name is Waba, and what you're about to watch is Mental Health Monday. It's a podcast that I do every single week live on Twitch, link in the description below. We talk with 1 to 2 guests, sometimes 3, on a topic of the month, and purely I'm just asking them about their experience with this topic. Either they have personally gone through this or they have dealt with it in some manner in a personal way. The purpose of these talks is to bring education to others and to bring awareness to these issues, and that mental health is real, mental health matters, it's okay to not be okay, and more to the point, it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to reach out for help. There's a lot that goes into Mental Health Monday. It's very intentional, and we have a bit of a check-in usually before the talks. In addition, I myself am trained as a mental health counselor. I have a master's in mental health counseling. Now, I never, ever, ever will claim that I am anyone's therapist online. I'm a mental health advocate, and I will share resources to the day I die. But as far as help goes, I highly encourage anyone out there to seek your own help. I have resources both on my Twitch page, but also in my Discord under resources, and highly encourage anyone to seek professional help if you are struggling with something that the people on my podcast are talking about with their experiences. In addition, they're raw, uncut, and unscripted. I usually have a few questions to kind of structure it a little bit, but we might go off the rails sometimes, have some casual conversations. Other questions might be asked, delving into details. All things considered, I put a content warning out there at the beginning of my talks usually, right before we jump into them. And it's just to say, hey, show some respect, towards the guests and their stories, first of all, obviously. But more importantly, if a topic comes up that might be potentially triggering, feel free to click off the video, feel free, to click off the stream, during the stream, or mute the tab, whatever, come back when you feel comfortable. I don't wish to trigger anyone, but I want these talks to be as unrestricted as possible so that folks can tell their story in their best words. Your discretion is advised depending on the nature of the subject. So with that out of the way, I just want to welcome you into this video. Feel free to skip ahead as well. I'll put a timestamp in the description. And with that, enjoy Mental Health Monday and welcome into the Waba fam, your mental health talk place and queer safe space. Take care.
That was the smooth. Hi, that was the smoothest that's ever transitioned to that before. That was beautiful. I've thought about that intro several times now because I'm like, God, do I have an identity crisis? Because I say I never claim to I always tell people, I encourage people to seek professional help. I think more what it is I'm a support system, and I feel like the community is a support system, but it's more a support system isn't a replacement for professional help. Is kind of the real message there. But yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
hi.
Every time I hear it, it makes me smile.
Yeah. Hello, welcome in, lovely people.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you both here. Could you please start by introducing yourself? What are your pronouns? Who are you? What kind of stuff do? You can talk about anything and everything. You can curse. What are other things that I usually have to remind my guests about? You can tell your story in whatever best way as possible, whatever words connect to you. It's fine.
Would you like to go first?
I think you should because you're first on the screen.
Yeah, you're
all right.
clockwise, right?
All right. I'm Kinkana. My pronouns are he/him. I'm a big gamer. My main thing is weed. I love everything about it. Cooking with it. I love growing it. I love everything you can do. There's just endless possibilities you could do with it. That's what I'm all about.
That's great. That's fair enough. Awesome. Go for it.
Hi, I'm GhouleeGoul. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a major nerd, obsessed with Star Trek. I have chronic pain, and I have had anxiety my whole entire life. But I've been Twitch streaming for like 2 years now almost, and I love it. I love it so much. I love the community it brings. I love that you can bring people together. I love hanging out weekly. It's been a fortune. It's just been amazing to find this.
Yeah, honestly, streaming has brought together so many
You're way better
cool
at
people.
this.
Can you type in my chat real quick? Because if I press underscore, it'll shift scenes. It's a very progress moment. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What did you want me to do?
Just type in chat. That's it.
Hello.
Thanks.
That's why I broke and got a stream deck. I had gotten like one of the little number pads.
I
thought I was
want
all
a stream
smart.
deck.
And I was like, yeah, I'll just be able to switch the scenes with the numbers. And no, it just was a disaster. I'd switch scenes and everybody would be like, why are you on the close-up scene? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh no. I don't know how you make the keys a whole different keys that don't exist.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, like I had gotten like just a number pad.
Yeah, you can get the number pad.
But
you have to register as a different keyboard, basically.
Oh.
And you can do custom stream deck with Lilian board as well. That's also a thing. Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can also put it. You can also put it on like a tablet as like an app.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all sorts of things. There's no emote wall here, Aya. Mental Health Monday is like my one somewhat more clean scene as far as like that kind of stuff. But yeah, welcome in. Oh, this is great. Yeah, weed lovers.
Always.
Yeah,
Chronic anxious beans. Fucking hell. So I am a very, very large advocate for, do what you do, right? Do your thing. If you like to smoke weed, you fucking do that. Whatever. Experiment. Just be safe with it. That's all. I don't personally partake of the toking or anything, actually, ever. I'm like a complete teetotaler, I guess, about it, but I don't know. Let people live their lives, do whatever they want. Anyway, hi. So what are we talking about today? I don't know. No one has yet to point out, actually one person pointed out that bipolar is technically not a mood disorder, so someone got a point for that, but we're not going to talk about that. Also, the reference on the poster is Electric Company, where they are in the shadows and they say like one part of a word and the other person says the other part of a word.
Oh.
So
I
like,
see that.
So like all, ball, and they say together. Do you remember that? I don't know. That's a fucking deep cut. Anyway. Hi. Let's define depression and anxiety and mood disorders, because
that's really hard to define.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say.
Yes.
That's a hard
True.
one.
It even affects me like now daily. Like I took a look back at my 6 months of streaming, and I honestly wasn't happy with it. I kind of all over the place. I'm not generating that like tight knit of a community because I'm all over the place, and because in my head I'm getting way too, like, what's the word? Clusterfucked?
That's a word.
That would be a good word for it. But yeah. And so I sent out a tweet to everyone who does follow me on Twitter that I will be taking a break to go through everything and stop with the jumbledness and the clusterfuck, and just try and be more simple and collected and plan things more, instead of just oh crap, I'm back from work, I got an hour to eat and then it's to stream and I don't even know what I'm streaming.
Yeah. For me on that one, it hit me, if I wasn't playing the game I enjoyed, like I made a schedule, like Monday I'm gonna play this, Tuesday I'm gonna play this, we're gonna follow this really strict schedule. And then when I would look back at the videos, and on the day that I didn't really want to play Animal Crossing but still did, I was like off. You could just tell I wasn't as like energetic. I wasn't as into it. And so that's when I went like, I was like, whatever, I'm going to be chaotic variety. I'm only playing what I want.
God, same.
Because I'm just a better performer if I'm playing something like that. I've been able to hold down marbles okay, but that's just because marbles makes me really happy every time I play it.
Oh,
But it's good to look back at it and like, I don't know. I feel a lot better after changing.
I know for myself, I've definitely gotten a lot more in touch with knowing when I'm having fun with something compared to when I'm not. So I've been a lot better with just like setting my own boundaries with like, hey, I know we said we were going to do this thing today on stream, but I'm not feeling it, so we're going to do this other thing instead.
Yeah.
That actually happened Saturday, where I was just like, it was meme review, but like none of the memes were like really landing with me. A lot of them were like punching down memes, and like I don't mind watching some of that kind of stuff offline. But I was just like, I don't want to showcase these live. It just felt awkward. I don't want to punch down at anyone. You know, we're here to uplift people.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that? Oh, okay. It's my housemate.
Just let me move the magic curtain for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Your real viewers and your real community are there for you, and that's exactly what we're trying to build here is a community. Did you just throw up about my wholesomeness? Fuck you. Damn. On Mental Health Monday too, Jen. That's going on YouTube. You know that. Yeah, try again on Tuesday. I don't even stream Tuesday. Or I might. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe on YouTube. Anyway. But yeah, you know, that's where we're all trying to grow. It's just that authentic community. Good connections. That's what it's about. So, fuck. We've failed to define anxiety and depression. Good.
Oh, yep.
All right, moving on.
My ADHD distracted me already.
Let's go. ADHD squad was good. No, but it's hard to say because like anxiety is a lot more than, at least diagnosable anxiety is a lot more than, you know, just a feeling, because everyone gets nervous, everyone gets anxious from time to time. And also let me clarify by saying, you know, no one has to be diagnosed to come on to Mental Health Monday. Like, if you have an experience, you have an experience, you know what I mean? If it's lived experience, it's fucking valid. Trust me, none of my shit's diagnosed, and I've pretty confidently self-diagnosed myself with everything that I have suffered through, so.
It's not fun being diagnosed with anxiety on your actual, like...
Not too.
paperwork, because every single situation now, it's always like, it's your anxiety. You're just having anxiety. You know, like... It's very frustrating. I feel like I've gotten that thrown at me so many times, and like there's situations where I'm like, well, yeah, that is my anxiety. Like after I'll get like cortisone shots, I'll get like a rash on my chest because I'm anxious. That one you can see, but if I'm not physically red, I don't know if we can blame the anxiety for everything. But when it's documented, I feel like that's the first thing they always throw out at like hospital stuff or doctor visits. Sure, it's not your anxiety?
I feel like they discount anxiety a lot in medical settings as well. Mm-hmm. And they just see it as like, oh, you're just hesitant to get a treatment. And it's like can be a lot more and a lot deeper than just that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I've had like weird like light chest pains, and one of the doctors wrote it off as anxiety, and it's just like, don't get me wrong, like I know when I'm having an anxiety attack and I can feel it, and yes, there's a pressure in my chest, but that's not what that was.
I mean, it doesn't also help that you're a femme, you're female.
Yeah.
You identify as female? Yeah. Do you? That was a question.
Well,
sorry.
I'm actually non-binary, but I know that
I'm non-binary. as well.
I will always present femme. There's
Yeah.
not going to be any. I'm like 5'1". Like I will never get
Which is
around
why I
it.
said femme first, and then I was like,
Yeah.
well, in a doctor's setting, they're just gonna mark you as female. I know.
Yeah.
But especially because you're seen as female in a doctor's setting, they're really going to just not fucking listen to any of your concerns. Hi, we do intersectionality here as well. So that's so fucked, and I hate that for you, honestly.
Yeah.
So just
I
stacks of
couldn't even
stacks of
imagine.
yeah. Just
No,
no doctor literally not fucking believing you or not
No,
taking
and
your concerns
it's
seriously.
really because if you bring in a male person with you,
Right, they fucking all of a sudden believe you
They all-
because the
mhm.
partner said something or that male, friend said something.
yeah,
And that's why I go to every single doctor's visit that Frankie has, because I mean, he's got it real bad because, he is black, he's femme. It's just like bad combination there. And he's fat as well. So it's just like, all right, well, lose some weight. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's actually been happening for much longer, doc. How
Yeah.
about you actually treat him, please? But yeah.
Well, if you have any kind of chronic pain and they look at you overweight, that's the first. They won't help you until you lose weight sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's insane.
Frankie's
like-
had, yeah.
What if it's your knees or something? Like, what do you mean?
Oh
They
my
can't.
God.
They can't go on a bunch of walks every day. Like,
It's
they're
been
good for
Frankie's
the knee
back
pain.
since they were 12. And they weren't as fat when they were 12.
Mhm.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I hate it. Just a note, when Frankie does come home, I'm going to take an intermission so I can put him to sleep, because he needs to fucking sleep. So yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna Frankie nap him. Anyway. We still have yet to define anxiety and depression. What the fuck is that? Yeah,
Depression.
anxiety is a lot. It's a lot of fucking nerves. Can look a lot of different ways. It can come out physical, as you said, like with the rash.
Mhm.
I know for myself, when I had constant anxiety attacks and panic attacks for 2 years straight, for me, it looked like literally like shaking like a leaf constantly. I was having like heart palpitations, chest pains constantly. My head was aching all the time. Unable to sleep, but it's a lot. It's a lot of things. So what's depression? It's like not polar
Depression is.
opposite, but
I mean, depression is when you're trapped in bed and
yeah.
even a shower just seems miles away. It's
Or
just easier to lay there.
that thing that eats at you, like even if you do go out, the thing that just eats at you, that just kind of brings you down to just somewhere you don't want to be in your head. Things you shouldn't be thinking about, things that just
Yeah.
should just be left aside.
Well, it's like I don't sleep when I have those kinds of nights. I know exactly what
I
you're
know.
talking about.
I know, yeah. And that's why, ever since I was a kid, I always sleep with the TV on because it helps block out my thoughts. Just rolling on and on and on and darker and
Yeah.
ugh.
Something a phrase I've heard before is depression is hatred directed inwards.
Oh.
Where you just kind of like keep beating up on yourself over and over again. I like what Polly said here as well, which is that depression is so deep that sad sounds good. It's an all-devouring empty. Oof.
That
Yeah,
is
That
a
void,
good
that
description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's numb. It's really numb.
Yeah, it's a numbness as well.
Yeah, it's
Even-
yeah.
it's
Sorry, go
weird.
ahead, Lily.
No, go ahead. It's weird.
Oh no, like honestly, when I was young and I was in foster care, I felt that numbness to a point, and I went into self-harm. I still have those scars on my wrist today, but you just feel so nothing that anything, even pain,
Yeah.
seems like a good idea when it shouldn't.
Well, now we're adults and have tattoos.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what that is then?
Yeah, I can't like meditate, but when I get tattooed, it helps so much. It helps so much. I don't know what that is.
You've never been able to meditate. There's like 5 interesting things here.
No, but I have, God, what is it called? Amphantasia? I have this
Do
thing.
you? Yes.
I
you
can't
can't
see
imagine
anything.
things. Yeah,
I
You
can't.
you can't picture it.
No,
That's
like
and I'm
a
an artist though.
Yes,
I
yes, that is a
paint.
thing.
Can you
Aphantasia.
explain this
Yeah.
to me?
Aphantasia.
I've never
So
heard.
like for instance, close your eyes and imagine an apple, like an
Yeah.
apple, like a red delicious apple. Can you actually like picture an apple in your head? Like you know what an apple looks like, you know?
Yeah.
Like how detailed can you make it? Can you flip it over? Can you rotate it? Can you color it differently? You know, all that kind of stuff. Aphantasia is you can't do that at all. There's nothing there.
I'm
Well,
just
I
blank.
I feel sorry, and I envy you because there's some things that you can paint a
Yeah.
picture in your mind that
You know, and
No.
that's actually probably something I should think about because I get really sad about it because I realized, oh my gosh, you can remember, you can smell something and like have a memory of your like mom, you know, or like you can hear. I can't hear voices. Like I can hear my own voice. It's always me just talking, but like I can't remember somebody's voice. So I do get really sad about those kind of moments. Like since I've learned about it, I just take so many photos now when I'm any friends, family. I take stupid videos just so I have them now.
And
because
said you're-
I can't do it. I can't
It's wild.
create it in my head.
That's always my next question actually. But you also said you were an artist.
Yeah, I am a huge artist. I actually paint weird like houses and my dreams are really vivid. I can't see people in my dreams, but all
That's the
the
next question.
places I can map it all out.
Are your
I
dreams
draw
in
stuff
color?
that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if it's daytime, if the sun is shining through
Yeah.
onto the bed, that's when they're like the most colorful.
Is there like sound in your dreams at all?
Oh, weird.
No? You're
No.
not sure? Yeah.
I'm not sure. Now I'm gonna have to think about that. I lucid dream a
now
lot.
you got me
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about that. What is there a sound?
I don't know.
Yo,
if
dreams
it's-
are so interesting
Wow.
though. I love it. I love dream talk.
My new one is I can fly away. I can like
Ooh, yeah.
push energy out of my hands and go, but sometimes it'll spurt and I won't actually get away.
Same. Sometimes when I'm like in a dream and I'm like superpower me, it's like sometimes my powers just won't work and I'm like, damn it, why not? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. But yeah, I can't meditate. I can't shut my brain up.
Brain
It's
off. It's just always
talking.
going.
Always
But
talking.
tattoos put you in like a kind of meditative state, you said.
Yeah, they definitely shut down my brain. I think because I'm like
awesome.
focusing on like my breathing. That's when I'm actually focusing on my breathing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally meditation technique 101.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the breath. Bring it back to the breath. Kana, I see you have tattoos as well.
I only have one. I got it because, well, I was always the black sheep in my family, and with my mom's side, I have a huge family. I have like 6
Right.
uncles, 7 aunties, and
Oh wow.
I don't talk to
Wow.
anyone from that side of my family anymore because of the
That's
way that they treated me. And well, yeah. So on my arms,
TLDR?
I have, in this life I will die with honor and respect, and that's not
All right.
that's
it.
not for the respect or honor from anyone else. That's
Right.
the respect and honor that
Your own.
I believe I
Okay.
should. You know what I mean?
Yes, you deserve fucking honor and respect. Absolutely.
Mhm.
100%. I fucking stand that for you, dude. That's awesome. I love that quote. Yeah. Oh, that's so fucking great. Oh my god. Oh, that
Yeah,
gave me
I have a-
shivers.
I have my
Yeah.
armpit and stuff. I've gone for like
You
as
have
extreme
tattoos on your
insane-
armpit?
Yeah, I'm going for my kneecaps next.
Can hair
Sorry,
grow anymore
I'm
there?
looking-
Yeah, but it looks so cute when it's like coming out of the flower. You can't
I
see
love
it
that,
though
that's
for
cute.
a long time. Yeah.
I don't know. I literally had a question. I was like, wait, if you put ink over like the glands, then like, would the hair still grow?
Yeah, it's still
I guess
gross.
it would.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was horrible healing though. I like just had to like hide it.
Aw, yeah, I imagine so. That fucking hurts.
Yeah, no, it was awful. But it was worth it. It was worth it. I haven't gotten it touched up, and it's like at least 10 years old right now. And
That's wild.
There's pink in there.
You had a good artist then.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a good artist. He had his armpit tattoo too, so he was really excited to do another armpit.
Yeah. Hey Kana, by the way, are you part of the hashtag fuck my parents gang? Hashtag r/raised by narcissist gang? Hashtag r/raised by I don't know. I could go on a fucking list.
Yes, but honestly, it took me way too long to realize how shitty they were.
How old are you?
I'm 26 now.
When did you realize?
Probably like 5 years ago for my mother, and just last year for my father.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean that, it's okay. Everything's
Takes a while.
experiences, and if you don't, like a bird raised in a cage doesn't know there's a world outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the messed up part. Honestly, like I grew up with a separated family. My mom and my dad separated when I was like 3. I lived with my mom, who always manipulated the cops when she drank, always had boyfriends
God.
over and whatnot, but she'd always get her way. She was that kind of lady.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
lived with that, and I
That's
depended
my mom.
on that. At the age of 12 or something, I went into foster care because my mom finally got caught doing some shit. And then after all that, I moved around a bunch. Then eventually I did go back home to my mom, which was probably the worst. I had nowhere else to go. But at that point, I gave her kind of a choice. She was with this guy. She had kids with this guy. She has my little brother and sister that I don't talk to. And they were too young when I left. But I gave her a choice, like either it's him or me, because like I understand that's the father of your children and whatnot. But the way he's acting, the way with like knives are being like people are being cut and stabbed some nights, and I'm having to bail my mom out of jail and shit like that. And so I gave her a choice.
Because this is a lot. What was your wake up moment?
My wake up moment was when I was older. I got a couple vehicles. She was using my one vehicle, and I was using my car, but my car got wrecked. See, I was still young, and my mom had better insurance, so I trusted my mother, and my insurance the cars were under my name, the insurance was in her name. So she had to deal with MPI, so I gave her the car to go deal with that while I took my truck. And then one day, I was like, where's the money for the Buick? It got written off. I need to go buy a vehicle. And she's like, there is no money. What are you talking about? I'm like, okay, well, you're not getting the truck back, that's for sure. And then about a week after that, like we had a big argument over the phone. A week after that, she somehow got the truck in her name, came here with the cops, and took that vehicle away from me. That was my wake up call, and I've never spoken to her since.
Wow.
Good for you, man. Good for you for escaping. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Talk about
Yeah.
ultimate gaslighting. Jesus Christ. That's fucked. I'm glad you got away, though, honestly. So you've been living on your own now here, then?
Yeah, well, I've been living with my girlfriend for 6 years. She was
Good for you.
with me when all this happened at our house.
Wow.
Do you mind me asking, how are your siblings?
I have no idea.
That's fair.
I actually have a lot of siblings. My dad was a dog. So on my mom's side, I have a brother and sister, both younger. They're like Jury would be about 11 now, and Carter would be 6 or 7. And then, but my dad's side, I have Serena, who's my older sister, Chantel, who's my older sister. I got Jeffrey and Rebecca, the twins, who are younger than me. I got Larissa, and who's about the same age as Jury and William, who's the same age as Carter.
It's wild.
Yeah. Jeffrey is the only one that ever like he's talked to me. But nothing, like, we have nothing in common. It's hard to. We grew up with different moms, different
Yeah.
households.
Fair enough. Sounds like your dad was just an obligate sperm donor.
Yeah.
Good lord. Hate that. How about you, Ghoulie? Are you also in the hashtag r/raised by narcissists?
Yeah,
Bam.
my dad's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Currently he is in my life and he is trying and he is actively being a better person every day,
Okay.
which is really major, but he used to beat the shit out of my mom when I was a kid.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I used to see it and he was bizarre. And, he is actually the reason I have all my anxiety. I'm learning in therapy.
I'm sure.
But he always, I'm the oldest of three.
Yeah.
And both are my younger brothers, so I was the only girl. And so my world was, you're going to get kidnapped. You see, you need to constantly be aware of your surroundings. Just, if something happens to you, don't yell rape, yell fire.
Yell fire, exactly, yeah.
And I was like 6, 7 being told this. I
Being
think I was
told that, drilled it
barely in school, I was so confused, oh gosh. But yeah, he's bad. He is bad. He made my mom be a stay-at-home mom. And it was, he really drove her down into the ground.
Where's your mom?
She passed away from cancer about 4 years ago now, but she did get away. What ended up happening was at 18, I moved out, left as soon as I could. She had told him, I think he stopped beating her when I think I was 9 or 10, but she said, you ever swing at me again, I will leave with the kids. And so I had moved out and they had started getting in really bad fights with each other. I wasn't there to be like a buffer. And he ended up swinging at her, and then I think he broke the computer, and she took my 2 brothers and left him.
Jesus.
So, which was amazing for her. She never went back.
Right,
she got
good.
divorced. It was
But why didn't you go with the brothers?
I had moved far away. I was down in
at that
school.
point.
Yeah, and I was actually pretty
I'm proud of her
frustrated.
as
They
well.
did that when I was like, why didn't you do that sooner, Mom? Like
shit, I could have fucking been gone from this.
Yeah. But I was really proud of her, and it was really, she'd call and be worried and cry, like I broke up our family, and it'd be like, Mom, he was abusive. You fixed it. Like fixed it. Like it's okay.
Yeah. There's this expression, and I have a love-hate relationship with it, which is just you can't just keep blocking people out of your life and expecting that to fix a problem.
Yeah.
But I tend to disagree. The block button is a very powerful tool. Please use it liberally, offline and online.
I totally agree.
I just started doing it, and it's a huge. I'm now all about it. Before I was hesitant. Now, no.
Yeah, because it's okay, you want to give people chances and passes and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you know them for a long time, then it's even harder. But no, your boundaries are your boundaries, and if people fucking, overstep those, then you just be like, no, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Fuck off, go away. You give people one. Everyone gets one.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you didn't know. In case you didn't fucking know, here's my boundaries about this. All right, cool. Thanks. Don't step on them, banned. Steps on them again. Banned. Get out of here. Father's abusive towards my mom. She left when I was 7. I've not spoken to him, so that's good for you. Honestly, Cypress. 30 years. Good for fucking you. Yeah, it took me a long while to get out of my situation, but it was mostly just kind of survival mode, biding my time. I already knew shit was awful at a pretty early age. And it was just a matter of fucking time before I was cutting off my mom entirely. I'm surprised you haven't cut off your father entirely, honestly, but I'm sure that's something for therapy.
Yeah, well, it's mostly because I lost my mom. I wouldn't have any word or talking to him. And
if I was your therapist, my deep cut questions to you would be, I wonder if you're still talking to your dad because you feel like that's your only connection to your mom, left in this
Ooh.
world.
You know, you might, yeah.
I'm I'm very good at what I do here.
She
I'm sorry.
oh
I
gosh,
apologize for being stupid and insightful.
let me say my little rant.
Yeah.
It would be nice to just say it. She has 7 siblings, okay? And she's the
Yeah.
youngest.
Mm.
She, every
baby.
holiday, every birthday, every cousin, she's called, you know, if this were to ever have happened to one of her sisters or brothers, she would have stepped in and like adopted my cousins. And my aunts and uncles just don't talk to any of us, me or my brothers. And it breaks my heart because I know she would be different. She would be, it would just be opposite, totally opposite. So I don't talk to any of her family. I have them on Facebook. That's about it. So yeah, you're right. That's probably what it is with my dad. And I do get decent stories. He knows not to talk bad about her with me, and I do get to hear some good stories about her sometimes with him.
Fair enough. And it makes it hard because if he's actively working to be a better person, then it's like you want to see that. But absolutely, if it's like too much of a negative energy, you know, ban button's right there, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
Ban block.
Oh, I didn't talk to him for a long time. There
Yeah.
was many years. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a newer thing for sure.
Yeah. I think at this point I've gone no contact with my own mom, so.
Yeah.
And she is a self-declared bitch of the universe, the Bo2. That's how fucking narcissistic she is. That she literally created a whole fucking identity as this. So yeah. Anyway, this is supposed to be about anxiety, depression. We've turned it into r/raised by narcissist talk. I love it here.
That's why we have our anxiety and depression. Now.
True.
Like that's like the root of it.
True.
All right. We can touch base on. I don't know if any of you guys have this, but I haven't made many great friends in life. Like friends, you know, you got a friend in me, you know.
Yeah.
But my one friend Jeremy Paquin.
I'm not into swinging, but you know, to each their own.
There's just sometimes like when my thoughts get dark, and he's now no longer with us. He died a few years ago because he was walking home from a party along the highway and he got hit by a car.
Oh.
And he was,
oh my God.
The reason he was there was because his ride back home suspected him of stealing his cocaine, which they did not find any cocaine on Jeremy when he died. So that, like, just things like that, and make you think like, what if I, you know, just one, you know, just a phone call would have made any difference?
Yeah, you never really fucking know, do you?
Yeah, you don't. Those are hard to touch on too, though. I have a lot of those moments as well, but I try not to think about them. I can't say much. I like literally like cried this weekend about like one with my mom. So
cry. Listen, crying's allowed here.
Yes, I know.
No, I don't ban crying. But yeah, I do feel people could change with time if they want to. Also, being a parent can be stressful. Pressure of trying to provide for people who are unable to provide for themselves can be draining for many. Yeah, being a parent isn't for everyone. And it doesn't take a license. You don't have to have a license to be a parent, unfortunately.
Do you still feel your friend around you, though? Because I can say for me, whenever I see a butterfly, I know I just think of my mom in a positive way.
I feel them, like, I get exactly what you mean. Like, I do feel him. There'll be times where I'll be cruising home and he'll just pop into my head, or I actually have, they gave out a pamphlet like this. What's the word? What a horrible time to blank.
A zine?
No, it's a plastic, what you do to a piece of paper when you turn it into plastic.
Laminate.
Thank you.
I've never gotten the one to get those, so.
Hello.
Okay, so yes, his picture and his what was said at his funeral is sitting over there in my china cabinet right now. I walk by it every day with a bottle of
Oh.
his favorite whiskey that I take that I drink on the anniversary of his passing.
Yeah.
I'm being assaulted by Sticky,
Yeah.
who like never wants love, but now he wants love. I think because roommate hasn't been home. But anyway, shit, dude, yeah. Let me ask this: for you, King Kana, what kind of like, what do you deal with more, like anxiety or depression, or is it just kind of like just mix of both?
A mix of both. I have a lot of anxiety towards death. If I talk about it or if I like,
I feel that.
so my worst experience was when, I asked my girlfriend what she thought happens when you pass, and she said, nothing. You just go on the ground and you die. And that just, I had the worst anxiety attack of my life. I could hardly breathe, and
I mean, that's literally what existential dread is, and that's functionally about to get fucking canceled here. But that's functionally why religion exists in society, is to answer that what happens after death, to help answer that existential crisis. Can I ask, are you religious, or do you follow any particular belief system?
No, I'd like to, I guess what I believe in is that there's something bigger that, there's just something, I believe that there is something somewhere, but I believe that in my head that they don't judge, they see you for you.
That there is a god or gods, and they're just
I don't like using that word God. I just maybe just I don't know, like a presence.
Oh yeah, we all are energy. Like everything's energy, and energy doesn't really die.
Hi Lilith, welcome in. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Welcome to the Waba fam.
Tearing up over here.
Have you guys
That's an interesting way
ever
to think about it,
seen
actually.
the book Einstein's Dreams?
No.
No.
So I don't know much about Einstein or anything, but this book was given to me after my grandpa had passed away. And basically he talks about, like if death wasn't there, and this is like one of his dreams. His like the person he lived with or something was documenting his dreams, like with his permission. And one of his dreams was like nobody died. Nobody ever died. And with nobody ever dying, and we have endless time, when do you actually find time to go visit that great aunt or that second, third cousin? Like he explained it like because of death, it makes time meaningful. And that kind of helped me a lot. I liked looking at it like that, because without death, we wouldn't appreciate the moments that we have with people.
That's a very interesting and freaking insightful way to think about it. Death defines life. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like the there can't be evil without good kind of argument. I like that. And I have sticky hair all in my mouth now. Ugh. Zypress, we're gonna get to your question. I'm holding it in the back of my mind though, because I'm interested on this death question line right now. Connie, you said for you a lot of your anxiety is about like what happens after death. So what do you think happens after death? What's your
I'd like to think I've always been, don't hate me everybody. I've always thought of like I like to think in reincarnation like the human way, but I just can't see it being scientific. Like, you know what I mean? There's no facts to it other than some people in some parts of the world have had visions of past lives and so on, right? But
I mean,
for
that's how I
me,
belief works. It doesn't have to be based in science. It's a
Mhm.
belief.
like, I think the deep down, I know that, like, deep down, I have the feeling that when you die, that's it. That's all you got. That's you're kaput. You know, days move on, years move on, and you're forgotten in your bones and dust. And
Yeah. The best way, I mean, I personally believe in reincarnation of some sort, or I believe that you might go to like some sort of like personalized heaven for a bit, and then you can get a choice whether you want to go back or not.
that's a amazing way of thinking.
I also think of it in. I also think of it this way, like, if truly nothing happens after death, then I guess I won't know. Like,
Right.
I guess my hope is that, you know, I'll die and I won't know I'm dead, you know? Like, I'll just go to sleep and then I won't wake up. Yeah, and we're also all stardust. Like, we all
We're
eventually,
stardust.
all of our energy eventually, like, finds its way into other things. Like, we become trees, we become the clouds, we become the sky, the grass, you know, everything, the flowers. Hey, Artemis, welcome in. We're in the earth, air, and space. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So it's really hard to like definitively say what happens after death because, you know,
Of course.
technically
Of
no one's
course.
come back to tell us what happens. You know,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
plenty of people that like try to sell you something and be like, oh well, you know, I saw the light and all this, you know, and that's
Yeah,
why
'cause-
everyone needs to convert to Christianity right now and send in a donation of $12.39. You know.
Ugh.
Oh, strawberry white claw, nice.
That sounds
yeah.
good.
Okay, I like this question from Zypress because this is a very interesting discussion. When it comes to mental diagnosis, why do you think is it helpful to get official labels? Is it to access meds, or is it to help, or is it more of a peace of mind? I think that answer depends entirely on who you ask. Is what I'm gonna start with. And what I've been told before about like getting possibly diagnosed as being autistic is, would getting diagnosed help me to receive some sort of services or otherwise like accommodations in my current work situation that I don't already like receive or like have access to? You know what I mean? Because like I don't have any diagnoses on paper technically. I think the only thing on paper is that I'm overweight. Big whoop, you know. I don't think I have any of my mental health on paper anywhere. At least I don't think I do. Maybe I do in some like psych notes somewhere from like back when I went to therapy for my school, but I don't think they send that anywhere. You know, it's just kind of in their files.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're even supposed to officially be able to diagnose anyway. So, again, you know. So I don't know. I think mental diagnostic label can definitely help open the doors of accessing other help, such
Yeah.
as like getting medicated and stuff. I know for Frankie's been dealing with ADHD for many, many years, and they paid basically $200 to take an ADHD test assessment online that was then reviewed by like, you know, a PhD person and who checked off and it said, yeah, you probably have ADHD, but you also probably have other things as well. So that's a whole thing. That's oddly specific, Waba. What is oddly specific? I'm confused. I named an example from my life. Of course, it's oddly specific. I like Dad's view on death that when you die, you can choose what you want, like how Dad wants to return to the earth and cease. Well, science says you can't create or destroy energy, so the idea of energy moving into other living energies does make sense scientifically. Ooh, there you go.
Well, when you die,
you,
there's
guys.
that little dream chemical that's released. So you do get 7 minutes of, you know, your brain's heaven. I feel like just kind of trip out for 7 minutes. So.
Oh, the $12 whatever. Yeah, that's because I saw specifically an ad at like 4 a.m. for someone who claimed to like come back from death, and they saw the light. And if you donate to Christ right now, you know, It wasn't specifically $12.39, but that was the arbitrary number that I pulled out of my ass just now. But it was definitely one of those like, oh yeah, by the way, donate to Jesus, thanks. AKA my wallet, you know. ADHD and autism both get cross-diagnosed heavily, true, and cross-diagnosed with each other, and mistaken for each other constantly, even though they're two very separate things. And I'm fairly confident I'm autistic, and I don't have ADHD. Or maybe I do. Who fucking knows? Maybe I have both. Anyway.
On that one, so right now,
Yeah.
I have anxiety diagnosed, and I have for years because of the rash, which has helped me, like, if I have to go on a plane ride or if I have to get an MRI, my doctor will prescribe me, like, 2 anxiety pills, you know? So that does help. I will say it is nice to just be like, I'm going on a plane ride. I freak out on planes. Can you help me?
I feel
like,
that.
This is how
I
long
never
I'm on the plane.
want to go on a plane.
Yeah, it's that. But right now, we're going to figure out, I'm signing up for the ADHD test. I'm waiting on them to call me. Me and my therapist think I might be on the autism spectrum, which I was going to push to get the testing. But the more I actually looked into it, if I were to get the autism diagnosis, I wouldn't be able to adopt later. And
is that so?
Yeah, and I don't want to, I mean, as much, I would love to have kids, but the world is just global warming. I will not bring a child into this world.
Yeah.
But I would love to adopt. Maybe if I'm in that position.
Yes, I feel you there, because I want to adopt as well, but like having kids ourselves is very scary, especially financially. But if we're ever in a financial place, I would want to adopt. Especially I'd want to adopt teenagers, because I feel like older kids never get any attention, like never get the love, never get that chance, and I want to give kids that second chance. Like, fuck yeah. Yeah.
So that's stopped me in my place, which was at first when we were talking about it, was like, well, the positive of getting the autism diagnosis is if you wanted to go back to college or go into school, because I really struggled with college.
Yeah.
I'd get help. I'm dyslexic. I didn't even realize what that was until I started streaming and saying stuff backwards. And then I realized, oh, I've been doing that my whole life. I could have had help. What do you mean? Like,
right.
I had a D in English my whole life. Like, but I can't. It's like, well.
And also getting diagnosed as an adult is a lot harder.
And it's expensive.
And it's expensive as well, because honestly, the fucking diagnostic stuff that they do for adult autism, I know a little bit about it, but it's basically like, how much do you relate to other adults with autism? It's kind of how it goes.
They don't even know, like, the criteria that they have for autism is white boys. Like,
yeah, that's yeah. Trust me, we've talked on that before. Yeah, the entirety of the entirety of DSM 4-5, everything else, and all of our diagnostic anything regarding any mental health illness ever is literally populations of white, middle class to richer class males, college age. That's every single study ever. Pretty much, except you like specifically go for it.
Is something changing this year in it though? I think something new's coming out.
Yes, DSM 5-TR. They're making a lot of edits, a lot of really good edits as well that are coming from like actual mental health counselors and actually like mentally health ill people. Folks that are actually dealing with shit and are like, hey, like this is a thing, and like it's getting a lot more diversified. It's still not like at a full level, but like it's getting a little bit better. I had a professor with a PhD who had an official autism diagnosis, which is awesome. Fucking love that. It's all comparative data from white male USA only. Yeah, because so there's a reason for that, but it's a stupid reason. It's basically like it's the easy PhD, because when you have a PhD, you're working on a college campus usually, and so the most accessible demographic is generally either white male or white females between the ages of 20 to 25, whatever. Right, or 18 to 25, so that's where a big bulk of new scientific research is produced, and the population speaks for itself. You know what I mean? So unless they specifically go out of their way to, within their, if they're a researcher for life, unless they're going specifically out of their way to get something outside of that demographic, that's the biggest demographic they're going to have in all their studies. So it's always going to be skewed in the direction, statistically speaking, of white male. So, yeah. And I've had that rant several times, so I appreciate you bringing it up, actually. Hi, Cat Level. Welcome, and how have you been? If I may add, I feel like death is daunting. Yes, when I think that all my existence sums up to me, my physical being, my body, as long as there's human species, I don't think we really die, because there are people who remember us. Yes, and that we are more than just a body in our biological system. I tend to keep going in a circle when I come to think about death. Yeah, I think a lot of us kind of have a lot of circular thoughts about that, and I feel like that's one of like that's a big thing with humans in general, is that we always want to like leave a mark. You know, it's like we always think like, oh, will I be remembered for what I did? You know, will my deeds transcend my physical time here on Earth? And I think for a lot of us, yeah, actually it will, you know? And I think that's kind of like, this is kind of shitty to say, but I feel like kids in a way sometimes are as like a way to like leave your mark on the Earth, in a way of say like, all right, carry on my legacy, kids.
That's such an old-fashioned way of thinking.
It is, but there's people that do think that way, though.
I know, and it's I don't know. For me, it's not. Me and the girlfriend haven't had kids, not for lack of trying, but we've been together for 6 years, and
Same.
you know, kind of just come to the fact that, you know, it's probably not going to happen for us, you know, but it doesn't damage my ego or anything. If the time comes, we are happy to adopt. We're happy to be foster parents if we have the funds, right?
It personally hines my ego, and I'm also in the hashtag third ball gang, so let's go. Not really. It's hard to explain. Anyway, all my regulars know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, kids. Kids are scary to me because it's financial. It's a global growing trend. Yeah.
That's a big thing. That's a big
Yep.
thing. Also, kids are great, but before they learn empathy, they're the worst.
Yeah.
Before they learn empathy, like, hey, if you do that, you're gonna get punished for it.
But that's
You
the
know?
thing. That's the really cool thing about having a kid. I know, me, who does not want kids, but a really cool thing about having a kid is that like it's literally like a mini human. It's just learning about the world, you know? You gotta teach them. You gotta teach them all the things, and they pick up everything. They soak everything up like a sponge. Just like, you know, kids will take after parents, you know? They'll start saying things that like, oh, did I say that around my kid? Oops. You know? That's great. But yeah, fuck, dude. I have a question. Does Ghoulie, do you have a partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to remember. Question for both of you. I mean, all questions are for both of you, technically. How does your partner help you with your mental health, if at all?
Oh wow. Gosh, he is my rock.
Aw,
I don't know if I would be surviving without him, to be honest.
I feel that.
He keeps me fed on really, really bad pain days. He'll make me coffee, and I mean, I think he's cooking right now in the kitchen, and like, I'll go all day without eating. I'll forget about it. Like,
Frankie's the same way. You fucking ADHDers. Oh my god, eat! Did you eat today, Ghoulie?
forget. Yes, I ate leftover pasta.
Better of.
But yeah, no, he's my rock. He listens to me rant.
Mm-hmm.
And he, you know, like, he's actually listening when I talk about stuff. When I want to understand things, or like I don't understand something, I can go to him and like have him explain it to me. Like, you know, like social, like recently I was like, when I'm debating with people and then at the end they're like, we need to stop having, I don't want to argue anymore. Like, I think we're debating because I'm learning. But then it's like, I learned that no, that's arguing. But like, that was the recent one I went to him with, and it was just like, what is this,
Oh.
you know? Like, am I debating or am I arguing? I'm not arguing because you're not going to change their minds. I'm just like, oh.
That's a tough one to define, the difference between debating and arguing, because in a
Yeah.
debate, you argue your side, right? Isn't that how it goes? You argue in a debate.
Yeah.
Ghoulie, I was about to fucking ban your best friend from my chat here. They're
Oh,
about to go down
no.
in flames. The okayest. They just like
the
start off with saying Doom is so good for them. I'm like, what do you mean Doom is good for
Oh.
children? Doom is not good for children. What?
Oh my
Doom,
goodness.
Doom is his name.
Oh.
That's my
Their
Yes,
partner.
like
partner is
clarified.
called Doom.
Doom
Yes, thank you,
VHS.
clarified.
Yeah.
Like,
the okayist
VHS,
knows
like,
my crazy
know.
dad.
Oh God.
VHS, like a VHS tape.
Awesome.
Also, Lilith, go take care of yourself. All right, we fucking stand
Wow.
self-care here. All right, go
You're
fucking
drinking.
here. I'm
You have a
gonna
White Claw in your hand. Go get a snack.
yes. Self-care time check for chat. All right, fucking check yourselves. Grab some water. Grab a snack. Grab a blanket. Get a stretch in. Lay down. Recharge yourself. Do what you need to do. All right. Heck. Fucking assholes thinking they can get away with being in my chat, not taking care of themselves. Yo,
Alright.
DJ Voyante, welcome in, Voyant. Yo, DJ Voyant got my freaking name in Final Fantasy, but I love them. It's okay. Strain's back, thank you. Of course. Welcome in. Snacking on nori chips here.
Thanks
Nice.
for not petting.
Yeah, no bans, which is just question marks in your direction at first. Yeah, it was great. We love Final Fantasy. We do that on Fridays. Yes. You can find us there on Fridays. And I need to play more offline because I have to fucking grind the relics. Oh. Anyway, back to the discussion. Hi. So yeah, your partner fucking helps you out and is your stone, and that's so fucking wholesome and cute, and I love that for you, honestly.
Yes, I'm very, very lucky and fortunate for that one.
Hell yeah. I feel the same way about Frankie, honestly. We stan. How about for you, Kana?
For me, it's pretty much the exact same.
Hell
Other
yeah.
we butt heads every now and then, but
Sure.
she keeps me in place. You know, when I was a teenager, I took after my dad a little too much, and she was the one who finally settled me down. And ever since then, we've had it'd be easier to just tell you guys the story, okay? So me and her met, and while we were dating, her dad kicked her out of the house. So I was like,
Oh my gosh.
okay, well, come live with me. And so she did, and that's when I was living out at my mom's in Saint Laurent at the time, but my mom was moving, so me and my girlfriend had to get out of that house and find her own place. So we didn't have any place to go. Hi, honey. Of course you can. I am in WabaStream. Here you go. I love you.
You time me.
Anyways, me and her, we lived in a tent in my
wow.
in my grandparents' yard because I was gonna save up for a trailer to sit by their house. My grandparents were old, so we were gonna take care of them. One thing I didn't know was my grandma was extremely racist, and I did not know this because I never.
No.
Oh yeah, I guess I should say my girlfriend is Jamaican and native. So yeah, I didn't know. So things were not going good. So we had to pack up and leave. Her dad said we could stay there for a few days, but I also have my dog Bowser with us now. We got him while we were in Saint Laurent. He's been with me ever since then. He's my main man.
I love Bowser.
And we had to separate from Bowser for a few days and live at that house until I worked. My dad actually gave me a job to work at a moving company, and I took it because I needed the money, and I made enough money to buy a trailer where me and my girlfriend and Bowser all moved into the camper in my dad's parking driveway, and that's where we lived for 3 months, and then winter was coming. It's Canada. We can't live there. So we got Kaomi's mom married this fantastic man named Gord, and they let us park the trailer out here at the house I'm staying at now. We stayed there until about the start of winter, and then they finally said that we could move in here. And ever since then, she has been like everything we went through, from living in a tent to living in a camper together to living finally in our own place. And she has been the most supportive person. I'm a very shy, timid kind of person. She's very like if something's wrong, like if like say if I buy something damaged or it comes damaged, I might not have the courage to go back and like, you know, have a conflict. She, on the other hand, will go ahead and be like, do right by me. She'll show me that it's okay to stand up for myself.
Mhm.
Not to be a pushover, not to like, I have value. I have what I bring to the table, pretty much. You know, I'm not to think of myself as so small.
Good.
But yeah, that's me and her story. I'm so happy she's still with me with everything we've been through, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I really wouldn't.
That's so fucking adorable.
Yeah, those nights in the honestly, I don't know any other woman who would have spent nights in tents living in a tent with me.
Right? Like, damn, that's some love right there.
Oh.
Love to see it. We love to see appreciating our partners. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the messed up part though. I was working, and that's when I came back in my dad's life, and he gave me that job. And last year, he started doing a lot more, like paying me cash and not on the books. Things were happening, like I wasn't getting my paycheck on time, and I would ask him, like, man to man, right? I'd be like, Dad, I need to know if anything, like what's going on. Money's missing. You can't pay for things. He's taking deposits on jobs at like midnight. And all this came down and crashed, and he assaulted me as I told you in one of your streams.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, 2 days after that happened, and I called the cops. I did what I had to do, and I haven't spoken to him since, other than the fact that now it's tax time is coming, and somehow I need to get a freaking tax form from him, which is, I don't even want to think about that right now, because that'll be the first time.
Because I gotta go help Frankie. They're stuck in the snow. Oh fuck.
Oh.
Even just thinking about it, I need to. Shit.
Well, at least you're out of there, though.
Yeah. Thank you. How about you? I couldn't I just had a big falling out with my dad. I couldn't imagine what it would be like if my dad came back after all of that and tried to be like, I'm doing better with life. You know, I'm picking it back up.
Well, he's actually made changes in his life. Like he was dating somebody who was doing drugs, and he stopped dating her because she was doing drugs at his house. He was homeless for a minute, and he finally got a job. He stayed down. He stopped drinking for a minute, but now he drinks a little bit. But I do think he's found God, but whatever, as long as that's working for him. And
that's how I feel. That's how I feel when I hear that statement. It's like, whatever works for you, I am not judging at all.
Exactly. If it works, it works. So, and he, is, he says he tries to be a better person every day. And I actually, this last time I saw him, he was talking to me about how he went to work and he had to go to a pronouns training. And I was kind of drunk and I was like, hey, Dad, I'm a they, them. And like, he was just like, okay, like okay, I respect that. I'll use those pronouns for you. And I like started bawling like a baby because I expected that to be like, butting heads. And I'm learning in therapy how to like, my reaction can cause the butt head. I can set my boundaries, but not to be sassy. I can be a little sassy. So, but yeah, he's different than the person I used to know. So I'm definitely weary, and I know that it's like, I do think he's a narcissist. So whether he's, being nice and kind, and he knows that'll have us in, in his life, but me with my brothers talk to him. I don't think my youngest brother knows though that he used to beat the shit out of my mom. I think that's something he's not aware of because he stopped by the time he could remember that kind of stuff. So
It's weird. That's like knowing, like, I don't know. It's like seeing a dark side of anybody, right?
yeah, and I deal with my own anger issues, and I mean that's to not like when I feel that anger getting really bad, the only reason I think right now I'm so good at kind of putting out is because I don't want to be like him. Like I've definitely like smashed my phone on the ground before, like he used to break all my things when I was a kid. That was how he dealt with stuff.
My
All
my mother, I'm not trying to compare at all. I'm just trying to relate.
Oh no, I was just like, oh god.
But my mother, she didn't break my things when she drank, but she did take them to the pawn shop to sell them to go get more fucking liquor. That's what
Damn.
that was my what my parents did.
Yeah. Well, I always thought it was stupid he was
sorry.
breaking things because he paid for it.
Yeah,
like
that
I didn't
seems just kind of weird.
Take it away from me and go hide it. Like why do you gotta break it? Like he would be so dramatic about it. Like I think he like smashed my guitar over his head onto the fireplace and yelled, "I've always wanted to do this." Just
my goodness.
Gosh. But that would be work because I feel like selling it off for stuff just for them is just like fuck. Like just for your addiction or your problem.
Honestly, my only recollection of like actually I was young and my grandparents, I was sleeping over there because I spent a lot of time with my grandparents because my mom drank a lot.
Yeah.
And my grandparents drank a lot too. Runs in the family. That's why I don't speak to any of them anymore. And so one day my child self decided to take the rest of their beer, and they live out in the country. So I went, I took it, I hid it in the bush. If you ever wanted to see a more pissed off group of adults, you couldn't show it to me. Like, oh, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like alcoholics.
Yeah, no. It's like when your friend at the party is just like, no, I need another beer, another beer, another beer, another beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel. My parents once were so annoyed with my brother that they smashed our Xbox in front of us. Oh, I mean, God, I can at least say my dad would play video games sometimes, so at least I don't think he would have broken one of those. That one's, oh man.
That's rough.
That's your escape. That's your escape just being broken.
Is there a mental health or quirk that likes to break things, like uncontrollable desire to break things? Honestly, Cypress, I think we all have that in us, and I think that's why the new things like those rage rooms where you just go in and you smash whatever. I think that's why those feel so relieving. because inside you have a lot of pent up anger. And you just
Yeah.
want to just smash things sometimes. You know, you can't obviously because it's all your stuff. But if you could, the stuff you could smash.
That is a weird urge, though, to think about, like, the moment of rage when you just want to break everything and you have to have that self-control to just not
be that gamer that smashes and breaks his keyboard over his knee. You know?
Everything's so expensive. I guess that's my reason. I won't break anything because it's too expensive.
I know, I totally feel you.
Chat. Hello.
Hi, Waba.
Hi, I'm back.
You and your glorious beard.
Thank you. I have horrible news, chat, and I
Oh,
need you to
no.
all back me up on this. Frankie's refusing to go to sleep
Oh, Frankie.
because they declare that they are an adult. They don't need sleep.
That's not what I said.
You just said you're an adult and you can do what you want to do.
Yeah,
But you need to sleep.
I don't want to.
You said you were sleep deprived.
I did not say that.
No
You said you
trying
need
to
sleep.
defend those
I
who
said I
hurt
was tired.
people with rage, but it could
Sleep.
be a mental health issue and they can't help it.
Okay.
I-
There are mental health issues, such as intermittent explosive disorder, where what happens is that when that person gets stressed out, they basically trigger an anger attack, kind of thing, and effectively like their emotions just kind of get. It's another variation of mood disorder and emotional dysregulation disorder, which can apply to a lot of various other mental health things. Sorry, I'm rattling this all off very methodically right now. I'm also catching my breath. So yeah, it triggers an anger attack. So there is a thing where literally you just go into like uncontrollable white seething, like don't even fucking recall it, kind of rage. So
Yeah.
that is a thing that does happen. See, my chat's agreeing you need to go to bed. But yeah, my brother had
Waba?
defiant personality, disorder, and I don't think my parents handled it well. Probably not. They fed into his attention-feeding activities, which made it worse. Yeah, honestly, when it comes to kids in that middle school, high school kind of age, more middle school than high school, but definitely more behavioral training for parents to understand, respect and boundaries and how important it is to set those rules and to be strict, because that structure will really do help them. I don't mean to be like, fucking authoritarian parents, but be fair.
Be good parents.
Be good parents, basically.
Yeah.
But good parenting is so ill-defined, I feel sometimes, and people are like, well, I'm a good parent,
It
or
is
like
very
people are
ill-defined, but I think we all know what a good parent,
but we still can just
should feel like, I
should
guess.
feel like, yeah, there's a feeling, but a lot of parents don't care about the feeling, and they're just like, well, I smacked my kid and he turned out okay, and I'm like,
Yeah.
He didn't turn okay.
Oh man, that one gets
Yeah.
me. I'm just,
Yeah.
no.
No, it doesn't. It honestly makes you like, it makes you feel like you got a knife in your back for just being you, for just thinking of something,
So I learned, so when I stemmed into like where did my anxiety super come from, and I learned I would come home from school and I wouldn't know if my mom was in a good mood, if my mom and dad were fighting. I mean, like I was just saying, sports, God forbid the football team lost a game, whatever he was watching. And my therapist was just like, well, yeah, every single day you didn't know if you're coming home to walking on eggshells. You got used to chaos. So now without chaos, you're scared, it feels wrong. You're not used to not having chaos.
Oh my god, can I go on a child development rant for a second?
Yes.
Yes.
This triggered me a
please.
lot for this.
Yes.
So thinking about like, being used to chaos, and this is how, as a baby, you can get you can basically be set up very nicely very nicely in the way of like very easily. You're going to probably definitely 100% have anxiety later in life. So we think about child development, think about attachment styles, and one of these main experiments that they've done before is like, you place a literal baby in a room and you have its mother there, and then you tell the mother to leave the room for 5 minutes, and then they observe how the baby reacts, how it copes. And they determine various attachment styles. And then they also have like a stranger come in and try to talk to the baby and try to calm it down, like complete stranger. And it's fucking wild that how at such a really, really early age, like 1-2-year-olds will like have a definite attachment style. Either they like immediately like cry and outburst and their tears and they're super anxious, and like a stranger comes in that raises their anxiety even more. That's more of like a very attached style. And then there's other ones who are just like, whatever, they're chill, they're cool, they're calm, and then the stranger comes in and then they freak out, and it's like, okay, well, that's a little bit more, confident. There's all sorts of various responses to this. There's also ones where it's just like, they're happy to be rid of their mother. And then the stranger comes in, they're like, a new friend, hello. But it's wild. And I'm thinking about this in the way of with Polly's example. Follow through is so critical when you're punishing a child, and this goes for even at like a very early baby age. Is that Bowser? Baby, the kisses. That's kisses. Yeah, it's a questionably ethical test, but yeah. But anyway, so this happens also with like babies and young kids, where like you'll say to the kid like, you can have one. This is the best example I can think of, as the kid screaming in the grocery store, mommy, I want candy, and watching that fucking unfold, and like, does the mom give in and give the kid candy so the kid will shut up? Or does the mom, mom or dad, whatever, like stand strong and not give the kid candy and be like, no, we have candy at home, or like, no, not now. Like, you had candy, earlier, whatever, kind of thing. And if you're not solid, if you're not following through, then a kid is going to learn, ooh, I can get away with this shit. If I scream loud enough, I can get away with this shit, And this is something we've said before as well, which is that I feel like you really have to experience some level of failure and some level of adversity in order to grow empathy for other people as well. So even like that small example, and like obviously it's not like a super adverse, like awful experience for a kid not to get candy in the grocery store on a particular Wednesday, but still it fucking teaches them about like boundaries and like, the rules and all that, and gives them more respect for that person, vice versa. So yeah. But yeah. God, that just got me on a rant. I try and get Robert to calm down, talk to him, come to middle ground. Yeah, Jeffrey is a great father. We stan. That's such a cute doggo. It is. It's a cute doggo. I'm sorry. We can only provide you cute catos here. I'm the only dog, I think. I don't know. They say I have a dog personality. Anyway. In college, we learned that there's hundreds of different emotions. Not dog in the sense that we were talking before with sleeping around all around. No, I don't do that. In college, we learned there's hundreds of different emotions, but most people only know a handful of them. Yeah, so they often express a feeling incorrectly. Like a kid being upset may express it extremely sadness or anger. And also, when it comes to emotions in kids, and especially mental health in kids, it appears a lot differently. So, like a kid with anxiety won't say "I'm anxious." They'll say "My tummy hurts," Or they'll just be like, I feel sad inside, or like, I feel empty inside.
Oh my God, I always said my chest hurt. They took me to like all these doctors because I would complain about
anxiety.
My heart hurting. And yeah, well, then I get the rash randomly. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It just like came to that realizing, holy shit.
I'm glad you learned a cool thing today.
Yeah, damn.
If you repeat that over many years in many settings, it compounds into a kid that doesn't know what their boundaries should be. Right. So it transcends more than just like, oh, I can get away with like the parent giving me my candy. You know, boundary setting has so many fucking implications. But yeah, of just kind of like not knowing their own boundaries of like, okay, great, I can have candy as much as I want. So they just have candy, and all they eat is candy. And all of a sudden they have a stomach ache and they're not taking care of themselves and they feel awful and shit about it. So they're like, oh, well, was that the right thing? I wanted the candy, but now I feel shit, you know? Empty is like the key word. That's anxiety, depression, 100%. Yeah, that's the void. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I 100% agree with that. That's exactly how it feels.
I almost went into child psychology specifically myself. It was something I was really high key considering doing as like not a PhD, but like a supplement to my master's in mental health counseling, is just like specifically really deep diving into child psychology. But you know, we took a lot of child psychology courses, to be fair, and it was just like, whew, it's a lot. It's a lot. I still might, but you know, it's a lot.
Is depression a feeling that the body just isn't a feeling the body or mind understands how to deal with, so it just drains the processing power?
So in simplified terms, yes. Depression acts on the brain and the body on several different levels. Obviously, there's all these theories of like where, you know, various mental health disorders come from. One of them is like biological therapy, which is why, you know, you treat depression with SSRIs. And the idea behind that is that you're not getting enough serotonin. So if they give you a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, it'll block the reuptake neurons from taking the serotonin that your body naturally produces, thereby leaving you more over a longer period of time, elevating your mood, elevating your energy levels. So in a very real way, yes, depression could be literally sucking away your serotonin, your energy. But it can go a lot deeper than that, obviously, more than just on a chemical level. But there are people who are chemically depressed, and SSRIs help them, or other various medications can help depression. But there's obviously also usually going to be psychological roots to a person's depression of like, why are they so sad? Why do they have all this sadness inside of them? You know, as I said before, the beginning of this is depression is kind of defined as anger directed inwards. So why do I feel depressed? And maybe the answer is because I have some very, very deep-seated core belief that, and this is one of my core beliefs, one of my unfortunate core beliefs that I've been chipping away at slowly but surely, which is, you know, I don't believe that I'm enough, or I believe I'm too much, you know? Like, simultaneously, they seem so at odds with each other, but I deep down, like, somewhere believe that a little bit sometimes, you know? I don't feel like I'm doing enough, or I'm not enough for people, or, you know, I'm trying to think, brain work.
That imposter syndrome,
you know,
it's hard.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's all variations on imposter syndrome, but that's the core. There is like, I am not enough. Like, I literally don't consider myself, or my brain doesn't consider itself like a person that's worth anyone's time or salt. So that's where depression could be core from, but it's different for everyone, obviously.
I'm learning not to be mean to myself. Like, I'll call myself stupid, and that's something I have to catch. Like,
catch that.
Don't
Absolutely.
talk. Nope, don't. So I'm trying to break that habit, but it's a hard habit.
It is, because you tell yourself for years, and you make. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much. I just got back. But for years, I've thought about this like cycle, where I make self-depreciating jokes to myself, and I'd laugh, and I'd think I'm like being progressive in the way of like, oh, like I'm so over my depression, I can make fun about it, but like really, I was hurting myself, you know. I was hurting myself with my own words, with my own beliefs. And the thing is about beliefs and words is that if you say words enough, you start to really believe them. And you start to really indoctrinate them to yourself. Like if you keep saying out loud, "Oh yeah, haha, I'm worthless. Oh yeah, haha, you know, I'm nothing," you really start to fucking believe it. There's power in words, you know. Polly says, for me, depression is the feeling of both not existing and whatever exists isn't worth it. Meaning that the actual chemicals in my brain are telling me that I should just die. That's better for the universe. I don't think that's the correct answer, but that's what depression tells me every time I look in the mirror. Or that kind of mirror, quote-unquote mirror. You're okay, Polly. You're fine.
Thanks for sharing, Polly.
Oh, I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, I feel
That's
that
deep.
one.
That's a deep one. Thank you.
That's when you have to talk positive to yourself.
Yeah.
It's like
really
even
is.
harder than correcting yourself to not be negative.
Yeah. Yeah. I never like preach, I'll preach the power of positivity, but I will never preach like, what was it called? Good vibes only. That shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not about
no.
that. I like Mindset by Dave's appropriate vibes only. And if he's lurking in here, you're welcome, Davey. I love you. Sorry, Daddy. Yeah, we do not fucking like the positive vibes only stuff because emotions are gonna happen. Like, I'm only human. Y'all are only human, you know? We can have emotions together about things, you know? You can't be happy all the time. It's definitely nice to, like, when you're feeling sad, to remind yourself, like, the sadness is not forever. But you also gotta feel what you're feeling, you know?
Yeah.
It's absolutely not realistic, exactly. And I always tell people when I start to cry about something, when people say, "Oh, don't cry, Waba," and I'm like, "Don't say that to me. Like, that's not a good thing to like, you know, kind of like, what are they trying to do? Like, soothe me? Like, that's not a good thing to soothe me. Like, let me cry."
Let it out.
It's like
Should
I'll
be
say
more like it.
I'd say no. I will cry. Fuck you. Like, I'm not actually like mad at anyone who says it, because I know it's like such an automated like response that we've been embedded inside ourselves. I feel like a lot of people said that to us, of like, "Oh, don't cry. You know, this is how you soothe someone." It's like, "Oh, don't cry. They're there." You know. But fucking just let me cry. Let me cry. Just let me fucking
Tears feel
be with
like,
myself.
honestly, tears feel when you're sad, tears feel good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like, to let it out, yeah, it's to have a good cry is huge.
Yeah.
Whether it be by yourself or in the arms of your partner, a good cry. Just don't spiral. I would like to just say don't spiral. You know,
It's hard not to, though,
I know,
sometimes,
I
especially
know.
if you're already in that
I-
like
I was just
Yeah.
thinking about
available
back.
mindset. But yeah, that's a good point.
I was just thinking back when I was right before when I was young, a kid, and right before I went to jail for growing weed. I
Oops.
I lived in a party house, and I
But
wasn't happy, and I tried to kill myself. I tried to commit suicide one night.
Yeah.
It was part of a spiral. I barricaded my door in the house. I took all the pills I could find,
Yeah,
and
that
I
isolating.
blasted the music. And I blasted the music. It wouldn't let nobody in, and thank God someone came through the window. I was already passed out. They brought me back, like not from the dead. They just, I guess,
resuscitated.
Yeah.
you
Which
know,
is
but
still scary. That's still.
and ever, think I don't talk to that person anymore. But they were just, more worried about me dying in the house, more or less. Let's just put it that way.
Fair enough.
Not
Hey,
really
regardless-
concerned about me, but
Glad you're here. Like.
I am.
You
I'm
know?
really fucking. I'm happy that you're here, and I'm proud.
you know,
I don't know you enough to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm proud that you suck at killing yourself, because I'm really happy to have you here tonight.
Yeah.
Honestly.
honestly, yeah, I can't even. So long ago, I don't even know what stupid pills I took. I know one was penicillin. I know one was penicillin.
Well, unless you're allergic to Sillins, it's not
No,
gonna
I
kill
am
you.
allergic to acetaminophen, though.
You're allergic to
that-
acetaminophen, really?
Yes,
That's
I cannot
wild.
take I cannot take any
Can't take
Tylenol
Tylenol.
product.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Dang.
I have
Shit.
to. I've lived with Advil my whole life.
Fucking hell. Whatever path you took survival. If it didn't cost another life, I'm proud you're here. That's my line.
Well,
I like that.
Thank you so much. It means
Also-
a lot because honestly, through my whole life, like, always feel like until I found the internet and a place to express myself,
Mhm.
the way I live, I can't show my feelings at work. I can't show my feelings anywhere except for at home. And I know it seems a little arbitrary, but it's because my job right now is I'm a tire technician in a mechanic shop.
Mm.
Mechanics, they're very well. Everyone knows mechanics. Okay, let's just put it that way. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, it's a mechanical job. You're there to do a job, and that's it. There's no real feelings.
So
you know,
I always, when I go to work, I put on a smile.
hey, mask
You
up.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. Because you can't show that you're getting frustrated
Mhm.
while doing something. You can't show that you're having trouble or things on your mind aren't clicking right. You know, it's tiring. It's really tiring.
Yeah. Jeffrey, thank you for crying with me. I appreciate that, honestly. Ghoulie, I'm glad that you remind yourself that you're a work in progress, and I think everyone should remind themselves. Cypress, you fucking mad lad. I love you. You have great questions tonight. This is what I want. I want more chat with great questions like Cypress. Have you all talked to your partners about how to approach each other if a mental issue has been triggered? Is there an alert or method that you use to let them know that there's an issue? That's a really fucking hard question to answer for myself.
Yeah, that is a hard one.
I think the answer is kind of yes, because my relationship with Frankie is pretty open. Like, we've always had our lines of communication open. Like, we're always willing to talk with each other about something, and we can like put aside whatever we're doing, especially if it's like important and mental health wise. I know for myself that I'm like, when I'm doing really, really bad, I literally can't even verbalize, and that's autism for you folks. I literally can't verbalize. I'll literally just be sounds and crying, and I'll be a fucking wreck. But like, Frankie will just like, I don't know. They'll either be like okay, or they'll be like, try to hug me if they want that. But if I want it, I'll also approach them. So I guess that's kind of our thing, is that they know that I have my boundaries about like touching and stuff sometimes. So yeah, just knowing that my partner is available if I need them really helps a lot for myself. But let me let my guests answer now.
All right.
Yeah, you go first. I'm still thinking. I'm
Okie dokie. Honestly, my emotions, like I said, I can't show I don't show anything outside of my home. So my girlfriend, she gets the brunt of it, and she always tells me I'm too much for her. When I understand where she's coming from. She's not a touchy-feely kind of person at all, and that's fine. That's who she is. I love her for it. But I am a touchy-feely person, so I want to hug her and squeeze her and all that. But we've talked about these things. We know, like, we just communicate. If I'm too much for her, she'll tell me I'm too much for her, and I'll understand that, and I won't take it to the heart anymore like I used to. Like, I used to think like she does these things because she doesn't feel the same way about me, but that wasn't it at all. We talked about these things and focused on that. What we say is just exactly that, what we say. Like, it's not in a bad way. It's not,
Right.
They're just telling you how they feel, and you listen, and that's pretty much how it works for me and her.
Yeah.
I think that's really important because there's a lot of folks that will take things that are said as like a very personal attack. And there can definitely be so this works on like 3 different levels that I can think of right now. Where just like they'll say like I'm upset or whatever, and they'll take it like, oh my god, did I upset you? And then the other person
Exactly.
has to put aside their feelings to be like, no, babe, it wasn't you. It was this other thing, you know? And that can potentially get to levels of toxicity of just kind of like an unfortunate toxicity where it's like the partner's anxiety is affecting the other partner's ability to even communicate their own feelings. So they constantly have to do care for their partner before they can prioritize themselves. But, you know, I feel a healthy relationship is just letting your partner have their feelings and just like listen to them out instead of like, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I definitely build myself up with anxiety, and for me and Doom, that's the boat. I get worried sometimes. It'll be me. It'll sound like something slammed, and I'll get worried. Oh God, what did I do? And it's never anything I do. And he's very good at reassuring me, and I've gotten better about it. But I definitely have it to where, like I if he doesn't answer my texts for hours when we would like first started dating, I would freak out. I'd have an anxiety attack. I couldn't handle it. And I'd be like, I need you to just at least text me back. Even if you're doing something, I just need, I have stuff in past relationships that my mind will spiral, and it's just not good. And this is where I need you to bend. And now it's gotten significantly better, but I definitely I can text him and he will contact me back as soon as he can. And that, to me, that helps me a lot. And he allows me to have my days in bed when I'm in a whole bunch of pain and I can't do anything. I'm not fun to be around, but he'll still bring me food, or he'll bring me coffee, and he'll bring me things to just try to make it a little easier on me. And that one's almost like unspoken. That one he can just tell, but that's because it's like I'm like physically in pain. Like you can just tell it's one of those days.
Right. I think that also like speaks to like what your love languages are. Acts of service, for instance, really helps you.
Yeah.
In those moments. Oh God, there's something else there. Oh yeah, the like kind of shaking with fear whenever you hear like a slam or yelling and stuff is being triggering. It's just like, oof. Like I hear that and I immediately think, oh God, like what kind of awful relationships have you been through?
Yeah.
Did I have you scheduled for next month?
Cypress, I feel you.
I was about to respond to that as well because it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's a really hard thing to do. My girlfriend, it's kind of sometimes, not all the time, but it is that way where there is nothing physically you can do to help, and you yourself feel helpless because you can't do anything about it. But listen, and something, it's hard. It really is.
For that, honestly, Cypress, you are doing something though, because I know it definitely feels functionally you're doing nothing because you're not physically doing something to comfort her. But the fact that you are available at all, that you are there, that your presence, that by itself is an act of emotional service that you're providing to her. And I'm sure she values it so much that she can't even express it. So the fact that you're there just to listen, that is amazing. And a lot of people don't even have someone that can listen to them. Like, think about this way. Like, what if you weren't there at all? Like, what if you were away on a business trip or something? Or, like, you couldn't contact her by phone or anything. You are providing something. And there's value to that. So she does appreciate you a lot. Next month is relationship/abuse specifically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll join.
Because I hear that and I'm just like, how
Oh,
many
yeah, I'm
cycles of abuse have you been through?
I'm very, very fortunate and lucky in my current relationship
Yeah.
because he's very good. He's been so gentle
It's
and
amazing.
kind with dealing with it's all me. Like it's my own. So I'm very lucky to have a partner who's willing to actually listen and like understand. He'll like read about stuff. Like I'm very lucky. So, but yeah, definitely some chaotic relationships prior.
Yeah, for sure.
They all build up, everything. That's the thing is, I'm 33, so it's like
Mhm.
all these things are going on, and it, like abuse is hard to be aware of, especially
Yes,
when
it
you're
is.
going through it. And when you
Exactly.
get out of it, like fuck. But like I definitely went through a cycle where I did like an abusive relationship to another one. And so by the time I got out of it, it had been
Well,
years. And it's just like,
That's how that works, though, is that when you're in an abusive cycle, you don't see it. When red flags to you, when you look through pink tinted glasses, red flags just look like flags, and
dang,
and
yeah.
someone else's red flags going from one abusive relationship to another still just look like flags because it's like, oh, you finally took off the glasses for that relationship. But this person seems very nice and seems to be giving me a lot of love and care and love bombing me.
I was just gonna say the love bombing.
Yeah.
The love bombing, man.
See,
That one will get you,
I
especially when
feel,
you're sad.
yeah. This is why I try to hold back a bit myself because I know I can be a lot and I love bomb unintentionally because I really connect with people on deep levels. But I mean the best and I try to make it very clear hey, I'm very clear about my boundaries. This is what I'm cool with as a friend. This is what I'm cool with as a fellow content creator. And I love sharing passions with people, but I never want to force anyone to be here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So can I just please say, I know we're not done with this yet, but thank you both for agreeing to be on tonight and I'm very honored to have you both as guests. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm honored to even be here because I don't tune in very often, but when I do, or when I talk and or just listening to you, like when I was listening in
Aw.
Twitter the other day,
Mate.
just listening,
The
it's
spaces,
just,
yes.
it helps. It helps
It
me
does.
realize that there are people out there who want to be open about these things. Like I was at work, I didn't want
Right.
to, but like I said, you gave me that push, and I was like, you know what? Who cares if I'm at work? I got feelings, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and you
I'm
can't keep them
on a
bottled
call.
forever.
Yeah, whatever. I'm on a call, whatever. But I needed to talk that day, and I was happy, and that's why I support everything you do because
Thank you.
that it's just there should be more. There should be more.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love when you're like mental health on Monday. I was just like, yes. Oh my gosh.
It's mental health. It's mental health Mondays, but it's mental health every day here. We play a lot of self promo time. How's it going, everyone? My name is WabaStreams, and welcome to the Mental Health Talk Place, and open talk space and queer safe space. We do variety stuff. We do Final Fantasy. We do Sims. We do Dungeons and Dragons. Every Saturday is Dungeons and Dragons. Sims is Saturday, although we're going to be doing Majora's Mask until we finish it on Saturday. And Sundays we're doing Stardew because I wanted to start it. And there's a Stardew mod, and I'm considering doing the mod instead of my actual save, but we'll do the mod after I get burned out with normal Stardew. Anyway, we will always talk about mental health. Literally, it is always an open topic. The chat is always a drop-in chat. If you want to talk about something, all I ask, especially if it's a rougher topic, is just ask permission, see where we're at, take a gauge of where the stream is, just be mindful, and you're fine. This is a support system. That's exactly what I wanted to build here. Allie McBeal, do you know them?
You're a way better streamer than I am. No,
I'm a
I
way
was just
better
trying to read it, and I'm like, Ally. Ally McBeal.
Oh, I'm so bad. That's half of the thing is I read everything wrong and then you gotta correct me. Sometimes people be like, I like your version better. I'm like, no, tell me the right
No.
way.
Yes, right.
I want to say
Waba
correctly.
right away. Ally McBeal.
I don't know if it's Allie. It could be Ally. But
Might
hi, welcome in. Thanks for the follow.
That.
Welcome in, Hello Talk Play
Thank you
Space
for
Space.
tuning in.
Everyone's homework is to read the Waba Fam command. You're welcome. All right, great. Now that you know what I'm about, back to the actual important talk show and these awesome people. All right, I have way too many commands. Anyway.
Well, anyways, back to how Ghoulie was talking about how her partner would need to text. I have that same kind of quirk. For some reason, I told my girlfriend, like, when we leave the house and get to the location, I need you to text me. I need you to text me and let me know you got there okay, you're safe.
Yes.
Because my mind will freaking spiral. If I don't know what happened to you. I don't know if you're dead in a ditch. I don't know if you're whatever. But it's an okay quirk to have, I think. Like, in my opinion.
I agree.
You know,
you
want to know your partner is safe.
My chat is the same way because me and my chat are the same way about like Frankie having to drive to and from work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Frankie meant to leave at 8:30 today, and I was like, it's getting towards 9. All right, chat, remind me, I gotta go put Frankie to bed. And then Frankie texts me, it's like, so despite all my best efforts, I didn't finish until just now. I'm like, god dang it. I'm so glad that they text. Ghoulie, how tall are you?
I'm 5'1".
Oh, okay. This explains everything. This is still a very large cat. / it could just be Sky-sized. Because Sky takes up entirely Frankie's torso. I don't know if you're more torso or leg, but
She's a pretty big cat.
She looked pretty big.
So the issue was
My cat never comes around.
she only liked her kitten food. So when we tried to switch her to the adult food, she wasn't happy about it. So we had to like.
Kittens
like
is so fattening though. Is the
It's like
problem.
those teenagers that like eating baby food, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's now officially not eating kitten food anymore, but I had to basically kind of trick her and put it in the kitten bag and like mix them up a little bit slowly and wean her off of kitten food.
How do you feel about having GPS access to the location at all times? I don't have GPS location.
I'll turn mine on for Doom, but we don't have one. But I do have an Apple AirTag that goes on his GoPed. Because that's like a little engine and he's going fast and that's my, that one. So, but I can at least GPS tag isn't too crazy.
Yeah. So again, intent and consequences is important in this instance. You know, if there's like a real anxiety about like, I just want to make sure that you got there safely, you know, and it's a healthy thing and like it's discussed, that's a healthy thing. And it's not like I'm trying to use this, as Polly is basically saying in the comment there, is, you know, I'm not trying to use this to control you. It's just my anxiety. So it's worried for a reason.
Yeah.
And not worried for like well, I think you're cheating on me, TM. Honestly, okay, so this is like the weirdest things. Of all the things to not have anxiety about, I don't have anxiety about my partner cheating on me. Put a finger down if. But yeah, I don't have anxiety about my partner cheating on me because we're both fucking busy people, and affairs are a lot of work. How the fuck do people have time for affairs? Tell me.
Idea, man.
People with affairs, tell me how.
Yeah, do
Where
it.
the fuck
please.
do you find the time?
People.
When you're a whole ass adult with a job.
Yeah, I know. I totally
Fuck.
feel that, Waba. I'm like, where?
no.
Where do you have the time
When?
and money? Time and money for this.
Time,
and-
money,
Well, then
and
I don't
location.
know,
like
I'm just an honest person because I wouldn't be able to like remember my lie. Like, how do you remember the web?
that
like,
too.
Like where?
There's
where
too much
were
to keep
you?
track of.
Oh, I said.
Well,
I can
who
barely
knows?
keep
Maybe-
track of my own shit that
maybe
actually happened
as
to me.
Maybe as a child they grew up in that kind of environment.
Maybe,
where
yeah.
They seen how their dad acted when you know,
Yeah.
so
They took
on and
after
so
and they
forth.
see how that's how love is supposed to be, etc. So forth.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fine. But I feel like people, even like that, unlearn that after a while as well.
You would hope so.
Hope so. Yeah. But yeah. She likes tuna water,
Yeah,
Tuna
I don't
water?
know.
but not
She doesn't-
tuna.
She won't eat the tuna, but she'll just drink all the water. So I'll just keep putting water in the tuna. We
Do you
like
have
take
like
her
pate
camping.
wet food, or do you have like shreds?
She won't touch any wet food.
Have you tried pate?
I don't know if I've tried the pate. Is that the one in the fancier
You should
cup?
try. No. Pate
Okay.
it's like a more like congealed wet food. We have it. It's like 9 Lives. I could literally pull out a box of it. But yeah, it's literally like it's a bit more thick, so like it's a lot easier to transfer from like dry food to that kind of wet food because it has more of a bite to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the hamburger of cat food, fully processed. Yeah, it is unfortunately a little bit less healthy because of that, but like you can find healthier versions of it. Like we use the 9 Lives, and that's like an okay one. Like it's a 3-star-ish one, so I'm not too concerned about like lasting effects. Like it doesn't have like cornmeal or anything like that in it. But yeah. Anyway,
I'll have to grab a single one for her and try it out.
yeah, for
I
sure.
would love to have like something she could get excited about. I mean, she gets excited about her food, so that's good. But
What does she eat? The dry food?
yeah, but it's like the Blue Wilderness, the all meat
Same.
one.
We have we don't get Blue Wilderness, but the other one that's like right next to it that's like equally as healthy.
Yeah.
It's like comes in like the blue and pink bags.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So she loves her food though. She's
Yeah,
funny.
Cypress, fire off some more questions. I fucking love this.
Yeah, they had a question for Ghoulie.
Yes. Yeah, no grains. Cats should not
No.
be eating too many grains.
I'm not able to see it at
Great
all.
photo.
So when I draw and I'm doing a reference, I'm like constantly, it's difficult. Yeah, that's crazy to think like you can see it in your head and then continue drawing. Like
By the
I
way,
love cats.
cat alert. This is 18 pounds of Nero.
Really? Oh my goodness. See, I want to go get Katniss. Where are you? Katniss?
also a weird one about it. I have partaked in psychedelics, blah, blah, but it doesn't work. Nothing. I don't close my eyes. Nothing. It's black.
What?
Yeah.
You don't.
But
What do you experience though?
Crazy. It's crazy. I
Oh,
mean,
when you're open, you see
when they're
shit.
open, yeah, everything is like vibrating and moving and patterns and
Right.
flowers and gorgeous.
But
then
closed, nothing.
I'll get maybe a
That's
light trail for a second.
Wild.
But yeah, it's just black.
How do they test for aphantasia anyway?
I have no idea. I think it's a really new discovery. I don't think it's none of my doctors have heard of it. Like my psychologist and my therapist.
This
They've
is my
never heard
first
of it.
time.
I'm
hearing
starting
of-
to believe that I might have it because, like, how HD does this apple need to be in my head? You know what I mean? Like, I
How
can
HD?
picture an apple. Like, I know what an apple looks like. That's an apple.
But
I'm
can you
seeing
picture
it.
the shine? Can you picture like the
And-
glisten, the
It's black.
that first?
I don't
bite?
literally see it, but I can imagine it in my mind's eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the language distinction.
Well, that's what it is. I don't have a mind's eye. That's
Yeah.
I think what it comes. That's
Yeah, I
probably the
guess so.
easier way to explain it to people. But I've read I think it's a money grab. But somebody said they can like teach you how to have your mind's eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question. So you are unable to draw something without looking at it?
Yeah, I have to be looking at it.
How do you
That's why
get
the
ideas
iPad
for
is
your art?
cool. Oh gosh. Well, so one place I draw all the time. Actually, here, let me grab. I dream.
Yeah, grab some
of-
art.
it's
Let's
like-
go.
It's like the stilts. Like the houses are on stilts.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never
Is it show
looked
and tell
down,
time?
Yeah,
and
show and
it's
tell.
just- It's
Grab your
crazy.
cat.
Yeah, let me show you.
Grab your cat, grab your wife, grab your art. Let's go. Grab your
Let's see if I
mic,
can
grab your shirts, grab your merch. Hi, Ellie. Masking Burnout brought me here. Yo, what's good? Welcome in. Are you an autistic friendo?
Let me grab.
But yeah, we're glad to have you in here today. Is it Allie or is it Ally?
Well, this is one of them.
Or just tell me what to call you. Also, what are your
So-
pronouns?
This is a weird house.
Whoa.
My mom's house, I think this is basically just like what I think of my mom's house, but it always has this really high deck. And then all my houses are always squares in the dreams, but then I'll throw perspective point. This one I didn't dream of. This one was just.
This is like a
calculated on
huge
there.
perspective point because I feel like I'm looking up from like in like there's skylines or something, or like these are like buildings. I'm not sure what the brown and the green is, but to me it looks like sides of like skyscrapers, and I'm looking up
Yeah,
at houses.
So I've been
This
doing
is
stuff
wild.
like this.
It's amazing. Oh my god.
My camera
Not
being
much
done.
else. I
Oh, there we
painted
go.
Cubone recently on stream.
Oh my god.
So
The
I'm
shading.
very
Cubone,
good
Cubone.
at art.
Yeah, you're
like,
very fucking good at art.
but I can't see anything in my head.
Holy crap.
So it's a weird one.
You got a real fucking talent there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's what I like to do IRL.
What is this cat's name?
This is Katniss.
Hello, Katniss Evergreen.
She is 3 pounds.
What?
She's 3 pounds. She's a
That can't be right. Only
Mhm. She-
only 3
she's
pounds?
she's a tiny little cat.
There's no way that cat's only 3 pounds.
That's
The
what
hell?
that's what it said the last time we took her to the vet.
What the
Well,
hell?
she might have gotten somewhere. That was a year ago, but she is 8 years old, 9 years old.
That's
we
such a
got-
tiny cat.
Yes, it is. That's why I love her so much.
You
She's
can
like-
literally hold her in your hands.
Yes, yes.
Ah!
She's standing in my hands.
Baby.
she's my little princess.
I was fucking right the first time. How did I do that? It was Allie, like the name. I got it. Diagnosed ADHD, self-diagnosed ASD. Yo, autism spectrum, what's good? Also, getting that diagnosis for ADHD is super fucking useful. Still figuring that out. Allie, you will learn very quickly in our community when we talk about autism. Specifically, we'll talk more about autism in April with other autistic folks. But self-diagnosis is a very accepted thing in the autistic community because a lot of autism diagnosis in adulthood is just based on how much you relate to other adults with autism. So, but yeah, welcome in.
Ooh.
We love you already. She, her. Got it. I'm they, them, non-binary, pansexual, fucking hella neurodivergent.
Wow.
Whoa! So photography, yeah. Tell me that's painted. Just tell me
No.
it's painted. You can tell me. It's okay. You can lie to me.
I can
I
lie,
paint
yeah.
pet portraits. I can paint your beautiful dog. The colors on your dog are gorgeous. Like when he came up, I was like, oh, those reds in his face.
Yeah. So what happened was, me, like I said, me and the girlfriend don't have any kids, but we took some family. We went for family photos, so we took Bowser.
Yes.
It's
And
beautiful.
I seen that picture of Bowser. She thought I was crazy, and I'm like, I'll be right back with the developed picture, right? So I came back with this huge thing. She
It's
thinks I'm
incredible.
crazy. She's like, that's way too big.
People, well, that's what I'll paint
that's a
pet
large
portraits
link.
as commissions. People will pay a lot of money for you to paint their pet.
Oh, I bet they would. I bet they pay.
Yes, they would. They would
Very
pay
big.
fucking hundreds, if not
Yeah,
thousands. That's a large link, but it does work when you click
Bro.
it. So
Very well
that's
mined.
aphantasia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yay.
So since yes, it fucking is overlooked in women. Skipping ahead to April, autism is
Yes.
overdiagnosed. Well, ADHD is overdiagnosed. Sorry. ADHD is overdiagnosed in males and underdiagnosed in females because of the general presentation, quote unquote, of it, and of course, gendered stereotype roles of, shut up, be quiet for women, and boys being loud, boisterous, overexcited. So it can get overdiagnosed in boys who are just kind of like whatever, they're excitable. Underdiagnosed in women who are just usually quiet. Same with autism as well. It's generally overall probably figured to be underdiagnosed, but it's more easily diagnosed it's more usually diagnosed in men than in women, because again, expected to be quiet, expected to not be quiet, kind of thing. I wasn't even diagnosed with ADHD until a few years ago in 24, and honestly, I'm so fucking proud of you getting that ADHD diagnosis, and I'm sure that literally like probably opened your eyes to like, oh, so that's what it was. At least I hope so. I hope you had that moment for yourself. And I hope that you're getting help for ADHD in whatever form that is, whether medication, therapy, otherwise. But yeah, it's amazing. Do you know if people who do not have an internal voice are less likely to have mental issues? Well, it's not an internal voice that you don't have, right? Like, you can still talk to yourself, right?
Yeah, you can still have that voice in your head that, you know.
I would think so, right?
Is there a thing where you can't hear?
Yeah, now I'm wondering, like, yeah, on the opposite, like the person who can see the apple red with
See the apple
shine,
4D.
move it around in their head, like people who have photogenic memory, do they hear an internal voice? Like, I definitely
Are there
am
people
like,
that don't have an internal voice?
yeah, I'm
thought process?
constantly talking to myself always. Like, there's no,
Yeah.
like, whether it's just muttering about or just it's my thoughts, like it doesn't stop.
I can't honestly say I've ever heard of a condition where someone doesn't have an internal voice, or they don't have the wherefore insight to understand that they have an internal thought process. Lack of inner monologue has been linked to a condition called aphantasia, sometimes called blindness of mind's eye. Really? Lack of inner monologue? That's
Lack
wild.
of inner monologue. That is wild.
Never heard of that before, honestly.
Well, now I know somebody who had like a photogenic memory that they could like look at a piece of paper and then just like recite back to you everything it said. Like,
Oh, that's a
later.
photographic.
Or
That's a
yeah,
photographic memory.
Yeah, I'm saying the
Or
wrong word,
eidetic
but
memory, yeah.
That is that's like a superpower to me. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could just with your mind, like every test passed, everything.
But on the back end, though, you'd always have like the horrible
Eidetic,
Yeah.
yeah.
things you remember, you know, like,
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like, I don't know. There's
You'll-
definitely some stuff I've
You will
experienced.
never
that I
remember the
wouldn't-
day you forgot something.
I mean, you know, we're trying to talk about this, you know, person who doesn't have any voice in their head, and yet all I can think of right now is like, oh God, if you take a look at my community, we got nothing but people with voices. Well, I'm sorry, that is disrespectful. Let me rephrase what I was about to say. We have a lot of people that have a lot of internal monologue in their head, and we also have people that have have dissociative identity disorder, or OSDD, which is not just voices, they are actually people. I'm sorry about that. I fucked up a lot right there, but I'd like to correct myself now. Which is, Polly is one of them, who has DID, dissociative identity disorder, which is, you got multiple people up there and you all gotta communicate and figure it out, pretty much. Yeah, just X number of voices in a trench coat, pretty much, kind of situations. So yeah, we have a lot of people with that condition specifically, or variation of that condition in our community here. So
That's crazy.
to think of someone that has no voice at all is like, what? Like,
Yeah.
that's wild. I've watched the show for a long time with the characters' accents. My internal voices start to have those accents. Yeah. I feel like also I'll start to like try to like emulate some things that I've like seen in Mania. But that might also be like an autistic thing. It's just like emulating stuff that you've seen a lot more as like a way to communicate. Because I know I do that sometimes when it comes to like certain like emotions. I'm just like, oh man, like, oh, like this. It's very common, yeah. It's very common, really. I need to fucking do a lot of Googling and a lot of research. Good lord.
Oh, now you want to come back.
How does it get tested? Like, that is like you know?
I mean, if you Google aphantasia, it says like aphantasia test. That was like the second results when I was like aphantasia. Is aphantasia type of autism? I don't know. Is it? Show elevated autism-like traits. Wow, linked traits. Okay, interesting.
I read something that I think said that mind. It was something. I think it was saying like there was like some people like that a good chunk of people with autism have aphantasia.
Yeah, I saw that there's some sort of that there is link in like social and otherwise situations. But not necessarily that they are autistic, but they could be as well.
Yeah.
Hi, comorbidity is a thing, and that's why I've linked anxiety and depression in this particular month of Mental Health Mondays. So it wouldn't surprise me to learn that a lot of people with aphantasia are also autistic. But yeah. I'm betting there's little scientific data for it, though. It's mostly conjecture. I don't know. Does your aphantasia affect your ability to
Yes.
recall the past? That's a good idea.
Oh gosh. Well, my memory is just bad in general from I think CPTSD is what it's been like pushed as, but like and like ADHD on top of that. Yeah, my memory is horrible. I cannot past events. I'll talk about them with people and I'll totally remember them wrong because I remembered something that stood out to me instead of like what actually went on. So it's a weird one. My memories are weird. That's why now I take a ton of videos and photos.
To be fair, Polly, it's hard to prove that people think at all. Jokes.
I like that.
But no, scientifically, I mean, you technically... Here, wait, stream. Real quick. What am I thinking of?
Waba Fett.
Apple. It's an orange.
Is anyone?
Can you prove that I was thinking Blue 42 in my head over and over and over again?
No, but don't they have machines that can do that? Like,
Oh shit, you're right. Never mind. I lied. All right, I take it back. Waba was kicked out of the scientific community for forgetting about fucking cat scans. God damn it. All right, I accept my ban. I feel like I have the opposite of aphantasia. If you can imagine an apple, Allie, can you see it in HD? Is it red? Can you change the color to purple? Can you rotate it in a three-dimensional space? Are there other apples next to it and it's a whole orchard? Oh my god, I'm imagining all this right now.
Color? Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. What?
There you go. Yeah. I love that. That's awesome. Now, when you close your eyes, do you like actually like see it as like a very vivid image? Because that's like the other thing that they do. They test.
Or in a room? Can you like put the apple in a room then? Like have perspective?
it's your
The apple
imagine-
can be rotten because I can use my memory and recall like a video specifically where we watched an apple like very slowly become rotten to the core and like be bug and maggot infested. I can recall that video
Oh my
very
goodness.
vividly. Yeah, it was very fun. Can you add stink lines? Yeah, let's make it cartoonish. Change the art style. This is an interesting thought experiment.
Really? So
I can do that actually. I just put an Instagram filter
you-
on it. Let's go.
I'm trying not to. Do you
Yeah.
have an have an imagination then? Can you?
So,
How does?
as
Sorry,
a
I'm
kid-
trying not to be rude.
No, you're fine. It's like I've been discovering it myself too. As a kid, when I would play with
cool.
stuff, I would have like these little like like Polly Pocket things, and I'd set
Mhm.
them up in like a big thing, and like that's what I did. Like I like would set them up, and it'd be like that's their room, that's the kitchen, this is their house, that's their friend's house, and then that would be it. Like that's what I did. Like it was.
All
it
right,
was
but
weird. But I
guess.
did.
Sorry. I guess what I'm trying to say, like, when I was in jail, you don't have anything to do, but you're left with your thoughts and your imagination. That's
spent-
like, do you have like that's what I'm just
I
trying
spent 3 days in jail, and for loud partying ticket that I thought wasn't there, but it was. And I basically like made origami with the Bible papers. It was horrible. It was awful. I just laid there. I couldn't imagine things. I tried to like tell stories in my head. Like I imagined I was a wizard at Hogwarts. I kind of tried to like play through that a little bit. I guess I do that. I'll try to like tell stories in my head, almost like a book with myself. Like I'll do that to go to sleep sometimes. But
Interesting.
I don't know if that's like
This is all very like this is all new to me. It's fascinating.
It could be training. I like Polly's explanation. By the way, I found a kind of article. I don't know if it's accurate though. Just like talking about, does everyone have an inner monologue? Question is maybe not, but sort of.
May I ask a
Lack of-
gender question?
You can always ask any question. Yes.
yes.
Those indicate different things. The first is, can you extrapolate real data? The second, can you imagine data you haven't seen? Is the idea for aphantasia. Okay, so here's a good example. You see me as I am. Can you attempt to imagine me without hair and a beard?
Bald Waba. Oh my goodness.
Can you try to picture that?
I did, and see, this is why.
It's scary, right?
Yeah, this is why I envy.
You could draw it. You could sit here and draw that real fast.
Right? Just like egg.
Egg and a beard.
A bearded egg. That sounds like a good emote. I'm
That,
writing
that does
one
sound
down.
like a good emote. That does sound like a good emote.
I'm writing that one down.
A bearded egg.
I want to do an animated emo of an apple now, and just, can you see this apple in your head? Just tell me. I want to know.
I think you should make it disappear. Like, I don't know how many frames you get for animated emotes, but like on like one frame, just have it be nothing.
Yeah. Oh.
Heard those.
Yeah, genderless is an okay word. I feel like that's how I feel. I just feel like gender is silly though too.
If you were able to 3D your human body, would you choose genitals?
Yes, I would love. Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yes, I would. I've always wondered what it would be like to helicopter a penis. I would love to experience that.
It's not as great as you think it is. I'm sorry to
No.
burst your bubble.
yeah, honestly, it's probably more. You probably get more. Well, sorry, it depends who you are, but for me,
It's true.
you get more pain than pleasure from just.
I think your balls would flop around more than your dick, so you kind of have to hold those in place. I don't know if I'm necessarily genderless. I identify as non-binary. I don't know. Gender's, I don't know. It's something. I think it's something to some people. It's not for me. If you were 3D your human body, would you choose genitalia? Yeah. I mean, hi YouTube. Don't watch this part. But I've discussed about being potentially basically trans Waba here. And if I just get some rockin' tits and like more femme bod, I'd be set for life, man. Let me keep my dick. I like it. It's all right. It's pretty good. Helps me out sometimes. I don't need the balls necessarily, but like, you know, if we're being super like sculpt everything perfect, then, you know, currently transference when the science was there, I'd have both, right? Science isn't that all that. Not yet, Polly. Maybe someday. I really kind of hope someday. Balls optional. Can I have removable balls? Like sometimes maybe I want them to fill out my underwear a little bit more, but like other times, like it just gets in the way. Honestly, underwear looks more comfy with female genitalias because it is more comfy. Try wearing panties sometime. Like actual suggestion from Waba. It surprisingly is very comfy.
There's so many pretty options too. Panties are great.
There are a lot of yeah.
Me,
believe
I
in-
am
we believe in
26, and
panties
I
here.
still go commando. I just wear shorts under my pants.
Yeah, everything dangles way too much to fucking wear nothing. I can't do that.
I like the freedom.
Anyway, any other awkward questions you have? I'm ready for them. Let's go. You can't embarrass me yet.
It's only embarrassing if you let it.
Yeah.
You would look badass.
Badass with gray hair. Me?
I could see it.
Silver.
I could see it. You'd be a
Silver
wise,
fox.
a wise
Silver
Waba.
Silver fox. All right. Well, thank you for letting me know that I should change that emote to more silver. But actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was looking at
Hashtag Silver Fox.
Yeah, hashtag Silver Fox. That's right. I was looking at my hair the other day. Today, I was looking at it today in the mirror, and I thought I actually saw some gray hairs in there, and I'm like, oh god, I'm only 28 and I'm getting gray hairs. On the other hand, I think I'd look pretty good with gray hair. And then I brushed my hair out, and it was just like a bunch of like white fuzz that was in my hair that was giving me gray tones, and I was like, oh. And I was like slightly bit disappointed, but I was like kind of happy at the same time, because like I have no hairline. My hairline is absolutely not. It does not exist. The limit does not exist of my hairline,
Oh
which is
yeah,
why I've grown out.
Mine does that too.
I mean, I can.
But-
we can very clearly see your hairline.
I stopped using
Why'd you
a
think?
towel when I dried
Yeah.
my hair, and now I have all these weird little baby hairs. Like,
Wait, using a towel
Who's
drying
that?
your hair does that? I haven't used a towel to dry my hair in quite a long time, actually.
yeah, it was well, at least for me, it was breaking them. So now I
Ooh.
don't.
This is a great question. I'm gonna expand your question, Cypress. Does question? You use a T-shirt. Ooh, yeah, that's actually a good suggestion for drying your hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what my
Unfortunately,
girlfriend does, actually.
I mean, your girlfriend's also black, so she probably
Yeah,
fucking has
yeah.
all the hair hacks, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I don't, to be fair, I don't know what hair type she has, but
yeah, she had. You are right to assume that she's midway. So she's not like.
she doesn't have
full,
tight
like,
curls, but she has like
yeah.
medium. Yeah,
Well, crazy curls, I'd say. It's like
crazy curls. Yeah.
she gets the fro.
Can she fro? Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah, she can
Oh,
fro.
so she has like medium to tight, so she's probably
Yeah.
like. Oh, I'm not gonna remember the hair chart real quick.
Whatever it is on the hair chart, all I
Babe,
know is I gotta clean
your
it out
hair
of the
type?
damn bathtub every now and then.
Like 4A or something.
What?
What's your hair type on the chart? 4A or some shit like that. C. Okay, it's probably closer to like B. This person's partner, who is Jamaican and has like medium curls, can do fro, calls it crazy curls. That's also okay. I don't know. I'll look up hair chart sometime. Anyway, so does substances help with calming inner voice? So I know you, Connor. You said you use weed and you're all about it.
I'm high all the time from when I wake up to when I go to bed. Okay. I use it. I eat it. I smoke it. I use oils to rub on sores.
Fair enough.
Everything. My girlfriend makes it all. For me, it just makes life tolerable. It makes it so I don't spiral. And that's a big thing. I don't spiral. I'm thinking about what's to come next in life. It's hard to explain how weed has that effect on someone. It's different for everybody. That's the big thing with it. It's different for everybody. Like people say what might be good for you might be different for some, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
But for me, it has saved my life productively. Like my boss knows I smoke weed before, like right when I wake up, at lunch, after, he knows, and he's okay with it because he knows it helps me. And also the fact that it's legal in Canada, so
Yeah.
that helps.
I was going to say, unfortunately, a lot of people that I see that like are like that, where they do weed all the time, constantly. It's just the opposite. They have no production, and they're not able to like do anything. Like they feel like they're kind of like asleep to life.
I feel that, and honestly, that is like it's just like taking too much of your medication. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a point
If my
where
camera
you're
shuts
actually
off, it's Nero's fault.
abusing what you're using to try and help.
Right.
Like there is a point where you could sit back, smoke a whole quarter in a couple hours and be locked into your couch for the rest of the day. But then you yourself get the opposite effect of what you were trying to do, and you feel bad and you feel unproductive.
You're stinky.
Right. Yeah, I actually feel the same way as Cypress. I said before earlier that I'm like basically a teetotaler. Like, I don't drink, I don't drug. I've never in my life. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to being altered in any way. So I just abstain from it, and I say like people can do whatever the fuck they want to do as long as they know what they're putting in their body and they're being safe about it.
Yeah, same with
Not
you,
hurting
Alan
anyone,
McNeil.
you know?
I totally
Yeah, I've never
understand
smoked
that
cigs either.
that this is like these are my choices. I'm not trying to project myself on anyone in any way. So
I think you are. Why are you sneezing?
just the fact that I don't judge anybody. If you get anxiety from it or anything, that's totally fine, and maybe you should just stay away, keep a clear mind. But it's what's helped me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
It's a major crutch in my life. I have chronic pain and I get like cortisone shots, and
Ouch.
weed helps me able to like get out of bed and be able to sit on stream, and I'll smoke wax if it's really, really bad, because one dab can totally stop the pain. It's like it's like my left hip and it's like on my sit bone. So as a gamer, that sucks. So weed is definitely a major crutch on that, and I'm thankful because I'm in California and my doctors are aware of it. They know I use it, and it helps a lot. I definitely try to not smoke as much when I'm not in a bunch of pain, like after I get my shots, because I do try, but tolerance breaks are difficult with pain.
Mm-hmm. And finding like what's best for you. I don't know if you said you've used shrooms before. I don't know if anything else you've used has ever helped you.
I've heard that shrooms can like reset your back, but
Your
you have
back,
to
I've
take
heard, can reset your brain.
you have to take a lot of it to do that though, and I've not done a lot of it.
Imagine so.
Yeah,
I'm scared to go to that place. Honestly,
That's fair.
if I-
When it comes to shrooms, again, I haven't done this myself. But
Either have I.
when
Either
it
have I.
comes to shrooms, it's all about like your mindset and where you're at,
and who you're with.
and like who you're with and stuff. And like you can very easily have a bad trip, but you can also just as easily have a really great trip.
Well, and it's nice to have the people around you if they know you, because sometimes they'll sense it and they'll just come and talk to you, and then all of a sudden you're not going down the dark place anymore. So it's nice to have the comfort of your friends. I like doing it camping is when I've touched it. So, but that's camping with friends under the stars in the forest. You feel like the trees talk to you. It's a great
like with
environment, I
friends,
feel like.
among friends is probably a really great experience.
Yeah.
I can feel that. That sounds nice. Though well, people have been doing it for years, right? That's why peyote is a thing.
True. If you want to repeat your answer, you can out loud, Ghoulie.
Yeah, I
typed it for you, but yeah.
It's crazy, and we just Doom recently was like, so did you see anything? And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I'll get a light trail maybe for a second when I close my eyes, like from the light hitting it, but nothing. But everything is always visual for me. Everything is a pattern and dancing and breathing.
It's awesome.
So I don't know. I always I wonder what that if everyone's seeing what I'm seeing.
The experience with eyes closed, right?
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah. I think I want to get to the kind of root of the other question from before is how do you feel when it comes to self-medicating for mental health things?
Well, honestly, that's exactly what I do. Honestly,
Yeah.
I haven't been diagnosed.
Sure.
I haven't been seen anyone about it. All I know is I just know how I feel.
I mean, and again, and
And
you don't have to be diagnosed to still suffer.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
You get
so
diagnosed because you're suffering.
I know how I feel, and and those feelings, I know, like, there is enough knowledge in the world now for you to understand. If you're willing to do the research and get the right information, you can figure out why you have these feelings. Because 9 times out of 10, there's going to be millions of other people with those same feelings and that have been through I'm not going to say the exact same thing as you, but similar experiences that you can relate to, that you can understand, like, that. Oh, this is why every time I'm alone in the dark, I think about what, like, being in the dirt and what's going to happen after I'm gone, and what, like, where's my, like, who's going to be talking about me in 500 years, what, that kind of crap stuff, why do I think like this? And that was the conclusion. That was my conclusion, that I have depression. Something just eats away at me every day, and I struggle, but in the end, every day's a fight. Every day's a fight with mental health, every day. And the more positive you can be, the better. But I just wish, one thing is, I just wish people would understand that you might look happy, you might, be happy, but that's not how you're feeling.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I could be myself. I wish I could tell, someone, my like one of the guys I work with, hey man, I had a really shit day yesterday. This stuff really frustrated me. Could you maybe walk me through it sometime?
God. And this is why I have this community. This is why these communities are important, honestly. It's because we need to make it more open talk fucking situation.
Yeah.
Because everyone bottles. I'm sure those guys have emotions too. Maybe they're not as connected to them, but, like, still, like, goddamn, like, this is why I also lowbar it as far as, like, a message globally, which is, like, fucking take care of yourself, because there's so many people in this world that don't take care of themselves, and they let shit build and build and build, and then they lash out at other people because they literally they feel like they have no other outlet. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, like, years of, like, self kind of abuse and not attending to what's important in their life. Self-care is more than just, like, physical, sleep, rest, be a good sim, all that stuff. It's mental, it's emotional.
I totally agree with you, and that is why I don't know if anyone else does this, but I got one day of the week, and that is Friday, and that is James's day. That's my name, sorry, but that's
Oops, you just doxed yourself.
that's my day, and that day I just do whatever needs to be done to keep this going, whether it be to just
Love that.
mellow with some music. There's some music you just want to scream with. That helps me a lot. Get some stuff out.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh my god, music is, like, the great fucking human connector. I feel like pretty much everyone I've ever known can always connect with some sort of music or another. Like, it is a very, very human thing to make music and to, like, connect with songs and music, and like, even stuff that you call, like, complete crap, someone connects with it.
Yeah,
there's feelings there.
Yeah, that's the whole, and that's what I agree with those. Like, some people think some things are crap, but it's like, what? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too good at the not too good. Sorry, that is not the word. That is not the phrase I meant to use. I just like to think people could have a lot more integrity and just not project that way. You know, like, well,
Yeah.
that's great for you. That's awesome that you like them. That's not for me, but that's amazing that you got to connect with that band that like in your own way, that you found something that connects to you inside.
When they give you the chills.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Those goosebumps.
What's that song for you? Let me ask that. Actually, it's a good question. I like this question. What's the song
My-
that gives you the most chills? Yeah.
Right now, it would probably be he's a rapper named Crypt on YouTube, and it's called Crypt's Carol, and it's about him arguing with himself, like the voice inside of his head. And that's why it really hit me, because I'm always like my inside's always putting myself down, and it's always up to like me to pick myself back up, always. And if I'm not there to, or don't have the help from my girlfriend, I don't even know what, like, whew, it would just be bad.
Oh, here,
Ghoulie?
actually, let me just answer this out loud. Is it hard for you to learn a new skill? No, I'm a self-taught painter. I've self-taught perspective point. I've taught myself how to read music. Well, I was in band and I played flute and saxophone, but I taught myself how to play piano and kind of read the bass clef. I can't play them at the same time. I'm still trying to figure that out.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's
Years
yeah,
of
it's a whole different.
I can't separate my hands either on piano.
Yeah, but that's I pick up skills pretty well. Like learning some of the programs, I'll get frustrated because I'll mix things up, but that's just like my dyslexia. But I'm okay at picking up new skills. Like I can bake well, and
You're also explicit.
I don't know what that means.
It's dyslexia backwards.
Oh, yes. I didn't realize until I started streaming. I would just like mix words up, and they're like, "You just said this," and I'm like, "No, what?" And I'd look over it, and I'm like, "Oh, I did."
Wait, is that part of dyslexia?
When you read stuff out loud and you'll mix up the words.
Oh, sorry. I thought. Never mind. Okay. Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Saying mixing up ideas or like forgetting exactly what you literally just said. What did I just say?
My current song that gives me chills is it's called Free Fall by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. There's just like
sounds adorable.
There's just so many lyrics in it that just so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I can say with very much confidence, music that gives me chills every single time will be anything from Undertale, and anything from Steven Universe. Either makes me cry or makes me like have chills, like feel emotions. Aurora is another artist that makes me overwhelmed with joy with emotion. I love that. How do you internally process things? Do you have beats or patterns, smells, emotional vibes, or your taste? There's a lot of different ways to define the world. Yeah.
I recognize patterns well, but I can't like think of smells. So when I smell something, I don't have like a memory attached to it. I was talking to somebody about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I can like smell something, and I'll imagine my mom in the kitchen cooking." I process everything. I can recognize like patterns and stuff with people and things. I'm good at that. I'm okay with the numbers, but everything is like talked out. I talk through everything. I like debate with myself. I'll like correct myself.
In your head, right?
All in my head. Now I talk out loud a little bit because streaming on Twitch has gotten me in that habit. But yeah, everything is just like a communication between myself.
Absolutely. Kana, I'm gonna ask you a hard-hitting question.
Okay.
Have you ever thought about being sober for a day?
Actually, yeah. I started smoking when I was like 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like it was, and again, it was constant, but I had my break when I went to jail for those 3 months.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything. I came out and I did go a year and a half without smoking anything.
Wow.
But because due to the fact that I was under the threat of being drug tested and getting thrown back.
Right.
And let me tell you, as Ghoulie could probably contest, or who knows, I don't know if you have ever been to jail, Waba. But
not lately.
but
No,
once
no,
you
I've
go
done
there once,
Yeah, you don't want to go back.
never,
No,
never,
nothing's worth
never,
it.
never.
Nothing is worth it.
Nothing is worth that.
it.
Nothing.
Have you been to jail before, Ghoulie?
Yeah, I was
shit.
I was held in a holding cell for 3 days, or I was in 3 days before I went to like court, but
Ugh.
it was awful, and I had chronic pain, but it was before it was like doctor
Yeah.
documented, so all they were giving me was like Motrin every 4 hours, and it was horrible. It was bad. I tried to read the Bible, couldn't get into it. I read it when I was a kid, and then I just made a bunch of origami out of the paper. That's all I did.
Yeah. So, and then you went back to smoking every day, Kana, right?
Actually, yes. One day I was feeling extra down. I remember I just lost my job. I was traveling to the West Coast and back for moving furniture, and the guy said I wouldn't be able to go on another trip, and it was all very sudden. And then I didn't have any, like, this was my job. I was living paycheck to paycheck. So then I had to tell my landlord I couldn't pay my rent. And that's when I moved to my dad's basement at that point in time. Yes, that's what happened. And then I was just sitting in my dad's basement, and I was just so down. Then my dad, he does smoke pot, and he offered me a joint, and I said, you know what? Yeah, you know what? The last time I thought, like, because from what I can remember, the last memories I could have of not being so down and so depressed were back when I was smoking weed and doing my everyday things. It's like the exact same thing I do now, except just weed is included. Just because it makes, I don't want to say it makes life tolerable, but I'm gonna say that.
Earlier, when you asked about the self-medication, what I was going to say is, as long as self-medication is okay, as long as it doesn't get ahead of your like bills and things, like you can't let that be, it can't be a priority above your food or your bills or insurance, like it's a luxury.
There's
almost.
priority.
And so as long as you don't, if you can balance that, okay, I do think self-medication's okay.
That's a good one.
I mean, it's with everything, moderation. Moderation is key, and like knowing what is your healthy limit. This is kind of like why I'm trying to like ask a hard question, Kana, because I wonder if you would ever get to a point in your life where you don't feel like, you have to smoke anymore. Like, do you think you could ever get to that point?
Honestly, do I think I could ever get to that point?
You don't have to either. I'm not trying to be judgmental here. I'm just
I know,
trying to ask a
Waba.
question.
I know you are here for the uncut raw truth.
Yeah. All right. You want some real uncut truths? Like smoke pot by itself is not unhealthy, but the smoke inhalation is what's going to kill you in the long run.
Yes. But honestly, I'm already I don't know if you've seen, but I do smoke cigarettes, and my girlfriend has been trying to help me quit. I went from a pack and a half a day.
Yeah. Wow.
To 10 smokes a day. Well, that's what I'm at right now, is 10 smokes.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah.
great. I'm super
That's
proud
I
of you
know.
for that.
I know. I have a hard time with addiction due to my family's abuse with alcohol
Right.
and smoke. I was one of those. I was a '90s kid. My aunties and stuff. You know, they smoking, blowing
Yeah.
cigarette smoke in your face.
Right.
Oh, look at the baby. You know. But yeah, I grew up with all that, and I just picked up the habits of what my family did, and trying to wean off those habits is like, weed was my habit. I'll attest to that. But the cigarettes, the drinking, that was them, and I'm trying to wean off. I've been trying to wean off the cigarettes. I know smoking weed will kill me, this as the smoke inhalation, but that's why my girlfriend, she cooks and she bakes and she finds alternatives for me.
I mean, oh, she cooks the weed in. You mean?
No, well, yeah, she has
Or-
her magic butter maker, and her magic butter maker makes weed butter, weed oil,
Right.
and all that
Sorry,
stuff.
what did you mean by she bakes then? I'm sorry. Like actual food or?
Yeah, like actual food. Like she'll make spaghetti and meatballs, and weed will be in the sauce and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't
was
smoke so much.
I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
Does she smoke as well, or is she partake?
Yes, she
Yeah,
does,
I
but
imagine so.
not nearly as much as I do.
Yes, there is. There's also your chicken nuggets.
Would be high 24/7 as well. He explained that it would allow him to function at a normal human level. Otherwise, his mind was going 1 miles an hour, and he could not focus enough to succeed in anything. Honestly,
That bitch had ADHD.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't armchair diagnose, but
Honestly, I don't have me personally. I don't have that problem. My reason is, like I said, for the spiraling that goes on in my head, and you know what? I'm gonna let Waba take that one, because it sounds like ADHD. It sounds like it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not diagnosing or anything. I'm just saying it sounds like that.
yeah, I can't technically diagnose anyway, but it also sounds like ADHD. So Kana, I'm asking these hard questions because me and Frankie used to have a roommate who would swear that she's like completely functional while high, you know, and she was really just she was not functional while high. She convinced herself she was, and she was completely psychologically dependent on the weed, and it completely affected her. And like literally wake up, smoke, have to go to work, smoke. Like she would come home just to smoke. And it was like, girl, what are you doing? Like she would like sometimes even forget about like paying rent and stuff. Like it was really affecting her life.
Oh wow.
And it was at that point, it was just like, yeah, this is like super a problem for you. And like, you're just not recognizing it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure like you're in a good mindset and like you've been pretty well with talking with us and everything. So like, it seems that you have your life under control and you understand that, this is like a luxury in kind of a does that make sense?
I totally understand, and honestly, it's kind of my own kind of. That's my own bad. I want to say bad habit, because I live in Canada. I could go get medication or resources at any time for free.
Right.
But I'm the kind of person, I don't like pills. That's just who I am. I don't, unless I can, like, I grow my own, I grow weed. I know exactly where it came from. I know what chemicals are there. I know what I'm putting in my body. And if I don't see that, the anxiety behind me taking something that, like, I still only have my first dose of the COVID vaccine because I'm just, It took me so long to go get that shot. The girlfriend and her family, they're all like, why doesn't he have a shot? And I'm like, I'm just so nervous. And then I finally got up the courage. She came with me. But yeah, it's just putting something that I don't know exactly where it came from into my body. I don't know if that's a thing with like I don't want to say wrong with me, but like,
I think it's a reasonable consideration to be a little bit anxious, and plus your actual anxiety adds on to that.
Yeah.
Go pay your rent. Also, Ghoulie, you're literally the definition of all those YouTubers about like you need to have like X number to X number different like side hustles and like forms of like income. Ghoulie, you have a million forms of income. Please fucking start a savings account. Good lord.
I know, one of them just needs to directly be like, that's just
Are you also aware of the TikToks where it's like, I'm an accountant, all right? Start telling yourself that you're an accountant, Ghoulie, and be an accountant for yourself, please.
I really need to be better at the accountant part.
I'm an accountant. What do you do? I'm an accountant. Where do you work? Up where accountants work. You like your job? Yes, I like my job. My job is an accountant.
all right.
That's the line. That is the line as well, Paula. Yeah. Consideration to the DSM, as shitty as it is, the line is literally like it has to impact your life for it to be a problem, right? So when it negatively impacts you instead of positively, if it makes you more productive and less side effects, and critically you can manage your dose, then it can be positive. But if it's not as bad, right? Exactly, and that's what it was for our roommate that I was talking to them about. Where it was definitely negatively impacting her. And she would come home and tell us like, oh, you know, like my boss says like I'm doing so bad at my work and I just don't understand why. And she would go into work like literally a fucking like forget 3 sails to the wind, like fucking 10 sails to the wind high, out of her damn mind. Like I felt bad, really.
It's expensive. It's an expensive habit. Like, or at least for me in California, it is. Because,
How much is it over there for you for an ounce?
And okay, so an ounce, you can find an ounce between like, you can get a really shitty or one they're trying to get off the shelf for like 150, but it's usually like
Really?
150?
That's
like one-
insane.
yeah, and
Okay,
then
so I'm
an
not
eighth
privy
is
to all the drug
60.
prices around here, but I'm pretty sure you could get an ounce for like $50.
Okay, that'd be a dream. Waba.
That's amazing.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Babe.
Um,
Hold on,
And
I'm
the
probably fucking wrong.
cartridges, I really like the little cartridges for my chronic pain when I
How
go
much is a
out and
bag?
about. Those are like $60 a pop, and you can't buy those. You know, you have to be buying those
Mhm.
that are like correctly made. Those ones I won't even risk.
yeah,
It's expensive.
I know
It's
exactly what you're
expensive.
talking about.
But
My
it's a
girl,
luxury. It's
like-
not.
my girlfriend smokes these things, these pens
Oh yes.
from the Drizzle factory with the no vegetable glycerin, no vitamin E, no propylene glycol.
Frankie knows everything and says an ounce of weed around here is $50 billion. So, you know,
Oh.
he doesn't know.
Well, a good ounce over here in the dispensary, a good ounce could cost you about $125.
Oh, look at you with your fancy dispensary. They just
Um,
legalized it in New York, so, you
And
know. we
if
don't
you
get
want,
dispensaries
like,
for a
that's
year
if you
at
want
least.
THC about
I
20,
know.
like over 20%. THC
Mhm.
is about $125. If you go lower, it can get as low as like $85. But then you get stupid and you go like 28% THC is like,
How much is in a
like-
dime bag? I'm drug dumb, so.
well, a dime bag usually isn't used to sell weed. That is usually for cocaine. A nickel bag is what weed
Oh.
is sold in by
Oops.
gram.
There's a dime
I
bag
know
in
how much is it.
California.
I know how
It's
much
like
is a
1
dime of
gram.
heroin around here. I know that much because I used to work with people who had heroin addiction problems. Area gram ounce 12. Maury, hello.
Oh
Hi,
no,
Maury.
we got all these prices in chat.
Maury, thank you so much for the raid. Maury, real quick, how much is weed around you? I know you're also in Canada.
Oh, we got Raiders. Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Raiders. Welcome to Health Talk Place, Queer Safe Space. We're talking about anxiety, depression, and literally anything and everything mental health wise with these two amazing folks. We have GhouleeGoul and King Kana over here. Maury, thank you for the raid. How was your heckin' stream? I love you all so much. Hello, Maury Raiders. It is me, Mod Waba, who has not banned you yet. I hope you're all doing well. And yeah, heckin' welcome in. It's a raid. Hi, Lily overall. Hello, welcome in. You're completely new. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in with the Mori. The amazing Mori. We love the Mori. We stand the Mori around here. Mori's going to be with us Saturday for VTuber D&D. Let me give a shout out to Mori as well. But yeah, she's in our Saturday VTuber D&D. So feel free to follow the stream if you want a nice safe space for yourself, a nice supportive family, open talk space, mental health open talk space, and LGBTQ plus safe space. Yes. But yeah, we were talking about various drug prices for reasons.
I was waiting for
Raid.
that.
Oh.
I was waiting for that.
Oh, Maury. Oh, you're giving me your raid. Oh, yes, Maury. Oh, raid all over me. Oh. Maury's going to kill me for that one later. It's fine. Generics stevia pre-roll is $5. I don't know what that means. Someone translate.
Oh my god. Pre-rolls, the joint.
Yeah, a joint. It's just
Mini
a pre-roll
Makoto,
joint.
hello, welcome in. Slurp.
$5 to $10 for a pre-roll here. The $5 is if you're like a first-time patient and getting a deal.
Wait,
and it's usually like the worst weed.
Where are you?
too.
Where are you at in Canada land? Yes,
Manitoba.
Daddy. Yes, Daddy. Follow my stream. Oh, follow my stream to see Maury here on Saturday, playing her wonderful character, fucking chaos.
I live in Manitoba.
Manitoba. Where is that? East west. Hi, Kofu.
Central.
Yes, all the arson. Spread the arson. You're in Central. Okay,
How
yeah.
cold is it there right now?
Manitoba, boy.
Oh, actually, it's pretty warm right now. Actually,
Yeah?
it's only.
Oh, yeah.
It's -8.
Oh, yeah.
You can warm balmy -8 degrees centigrade.
Yeah, that's
Swear
warm
to
for me. It's
Christ.
better than -40. Okay.
Wow.
yeah. Maury is a British Columbia Neko.
Oh, you
Yeah,
live
so
over there in
she's-
BC where the snow is not so much.
That's a lie. Take it back. -8. Negative
Brr.
almost 9 there. Fucking hell.
Brr.
Ghoulie, where are you? You're California, right?
I'm in SoCal. I have
Oh,
arthritis.
fuck.
The weather's great.
Oh, you have
can't go anywhere.
arthritis? No!
I know. I'm going to get my hands checked out. That's been the worst. I can't draw for very long anymore, but I can still paint.
Mm.
So
Do you feel Twitch has been a more positive or negative for your mental health? For our mental health? Ooh, man, I thought that question was,
Or
do you
the-
think Twitch has been
or
good
the
for people's
guest.
mental health overall? This is actually a great question. So, do you think it's been good for your mental health? In addition, when did you start streaming? Are you a COVID streamer? Any COVID streamers in the chat? Let's go.
I guess I would be one. I only started
Yeah.
like 7 months ago.
Yeah.
I guess so.
it's a huge positive impact on me. But for
Same.
me, I'm stuck in bed in pain. And when I wake up, if it's really bad, I'll stay in bed. But if I have stream, that, I try to like pick my days. I'll call out if it's really bad. I don't have any spoons. But if I'm good, I'll get up and I'll clean my little area, and it gets me out of bed. It keeps me, and I get excited to like hang out and play games with everyone. So it's a big positive impact for me, but it works with my mental health. I don't like going out anymore. I don't like going to bar. It's just, it's difficult now after a year of being inside and my anxiety dwelling and being heavy. This is where I'm social now. And I like that.
That's awesome for you. And
I know,
that
yeah,
is
it's
great.
different for the pain. It's a different world for me.
For me, it's been a little bit of both, like, because I'm doing it. I have passion for streaming and what I want to do. I just have so little time. Like every one of my days is scheduled out, and lately, it's just been I haven't had enough time to do much. Like, I'll get on iStream for 2 hours, and in that 2 hours, there's not much to cover. To be honest with you, there's I try like half an hour of just chatting, and then
Mhm.
like an hour 15 of gaming, or more, and then I got a raid right away, and that's like that leaves this little time for people to look, discover, or see my title, want to click on it, or if Waba, you know me, I am a raider. I raid people,
Yes.
and
Rating is cool. We stand.
and there's that short window is just not enough time for anyone to even consider rating my little self.
You can go. You can find people. Honestly, I always focus on like building community and finding good connections. You never know. You never know who's on. You know. I think overall Twitch has been like a super net positive for my own mental health. I mean, fuck, I was able to create this lovely little community that's been loving itself for over a year and a half now, and I'm super proud of it, and I'm super proud of them, and it just keeps going up from here. And most everyone here knows that I'm trying to do this full time by year's end. I mean, my job situation has gotten a lot better, to be fair, but I would still love, like, this is my dream here, is just be able to create this community, build this community, and if I can help people with like mental health or just like get away for a little bit, you know. Yeah, go for it, Matthew.
Or even just space that
It's only a Warcraft, you're on the losing side. True. Also true. Why are you fighting? I don't know. Sky is going wild here. Definitely a COVID chatter, maybe a COVID streamer. Someday I didn't find Twitch until this year. Well, I'm glad you found Twitch, Ali. You've been a lovely chatter, and thank you for being here. Honestly, appreciate each and every one of you. Maury, go fucking take care of yourself. I swear to Christ. All right, unless you want to talk about Canada and weed and other and depression and talk about the sads and the anxious. Maury, let's go. Fucking let it out. Except it's gonna go on YouTube. Here, if you want to wait until after interview portion. Do you feel it's safer that you have the ability to block and remove people easier than in real life? Yeah. Yeah, simply yes. I've had some very insistent trolls in the beginning and as of late, unfortunately, but block button's still there. Block, 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 block. It's just more annoying than anything at a certain point. For me, it's both. I like streaming, meeting all the amazing people like you guys, but then it drives me nuts. I mean, my anxiety because I constantly thinking I don't add value, and also the social aspect of it is daunting. I stopped streaming because of life, and I withdrew because I had an emotional struggle. But then I don't know how to get back because I don't know how to reconnect. Your stream feels so comforting. It's easy for me to speak. Cat level, honestly, I've been to your streams before. I've been to a couple of your streams, like right when I met you. And then I saw you stop streaming, and I was kind of sad. Like, I really like the vibe of your stream. And I understand it can take a whole lot to be able to get back into it, but I would highly, highly fucking encourage you to try to get back into it. Because you had a really good vibe, and I think you do add value, and it's very easy as content creators to talk ourselves down, because we see like everything that went wrong with a stream, you know what I mean? Like, we're experiencing it live right now. Hi, me staring at the camera. Like, I am very much mentally experiencing what I'm doing, how I'm talking, how I'm presenting myself, or how I think I'm presenting myself, and I can watch it back and then point out 7 more flaws that I'm doing wrong, you know what I mean? So it's very easy to talk ourselves down from trying at all in the first place. But I highly encourage you that, especially if you're passionate about this and you have something that you want to share with the world, fucking find a way to share it. To be fair, I also made a tweet recently that was like effectively was saying, you know, live streaming isn't necessarily for everyone because it's a very interactive media. And if you have a passion, maybe you're not so great at live content, try YouTube. Try like showcasing something in a YouTube video, so that way you have like a very, very good, you've literally complete control of everything that goes out onto that platform. You know, trolls can sit on a cactus. True. Warm plate of cookies and nice glands of Mountain Dew. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We love Matthew. We stand Matthew. He's our chat giant. Owner of 1,000,005 children and grandchildren. What's your favorite color, or does it change? Good question. Offers cat level hug from the giant grandpa heels. Which has been good for me when I find positive communities, but it's bad for my mental health when people are not understanding and pick up on my style of interacting social. Not a good feeling. Yeah, which is why we try to be pretty open around here. We try to have like a generally like a safe space. Like obviously a safe space is not safe from haters, you know what I mean? So it's like not safe for everyone, but we try to keep a pretty good space here. And we try to like, you know, we're big on like self-responsibility and self-progress and all that good stuff. So we want to see you fucking grow as people. That's what it's about. Harshest create always be yourself because you know where you intend to do and where you made mistakes. Exactly what you intend to do and where you make mistakes. Yeah. So it's currently typed between phthalo blue and aqua.
Anithraquin?
Anithaquin blue. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're paint colors. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that one's phthalo blue and white and a little bit of green mixed together. See, I could tell you all the percentages of paint that I made to mix things.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is, but I can do that.
Did you do actual math for this, or did you just, you know?
Well, because when you
You kind of have to do math when you do art.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, right?
Because you got to remember what it is, because acrylic paint dries quickly, so you have to remember your percentages of what you put in it, or if you did like mostly white and you're trying to do like a gradient, so you make the white less and you add more of the other color. But with artist grade paint, since it's real pigments, they mix together so beautifully. It's amazing. It's my favorite.
You have to understand, Minnie, like not all streams are interactive necessarily. Sometimes streams are just a performance, you know? So if you want to just perform, like dress up in a certain way and have a show, have a performance, then do that, you know? I really push people to like not let anything hold them back. We had a question of the day today in the Discord that was literally just like, what did you want to be when you grew up? And, you know, is any aspect of that in what you do now? And I was just like trying to also normalize for people that like you can change what you're doing career-wise so many times throughout the course of your life, you know?
Yeah.
It's actually more. I Googled it again because I thought it was like 8 times, and then like Google was like, nah, it's like 12, 11, times.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And that's an average, which means some people will change their careers a lot more.
Yeah, it's an average, so people change their careers a lot more than that as well. Streaming like any skill must be work. I must attempt to try, even knowing you'll fail to grow. Can better understand that nobody's born a master at any skill except for breathing and pooping. Yeah, pretty much. But then, you know, some of us develop anxiety, or not anxiety, asthma. So then it's like, fuck. How could you be bad at breathing, body? Dang it. I still want to try to be a necromancer. I'm still trying. You got this. One day, Matthew. Twitch is finally opening up, and I'm all about it. Yes, getting started on this platform, but it's not the trend. Just chatting is at the top platform. Yeah, cooking, art. Yeah, I think that'll continue to grow. It's a human connection people value. It is. Ultimately, just chatting is fucking huge growth.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been on a rant on my chat. Go. I'll stop.
I guess we're supposed to talk now.
My
My mic is muted. There you go. It's gonna be red.
What do the horns represent for you that you're wearing? I just love demon horns and demon stuff, and I like that pentagrams are for protection, and yeah. I have like a big, I think I say it wrong every time. Baosmat? I have a big like stuff. Here, let me grab my stuffy. I feel like it's not to you.
Kana, well, she's got. Oh, never mind.
I figured she was gonna be quick. She looked like she was running.
Oh my
Usually it's on the
god, it's
couch.
a baby! I love it.
That's
It's
adorable.
fantastic.
Diamond Ace, thank you for the follow. Welcome into the Waba fam. Mental Talk Place Crew
Hello.
Safe
Yeah.
Space. Thank you so much.
Thank you for supporting Waba.
Oh my god. Did you hear him?
Oh, they're backwards.
He's so loud. Sky, what do you want?
Right? It's the cutest.
He's so cute.
I love it.
He's
so
so
much.
cute. You got jump scared by the ghost face mask. Every time I get to see your Mental Health Monday, I find so many cute people I relate so hard to. How do you do it? I attract all the neurodivergent weirdos, Maury. Sorry, chat, but if you're here, you're a neurodivergent weirdo, and I fucking love you, and you're family now, so follow us.
That's
my hard sell. You better follow us, because this is what you're getting. This is what you have. Chaos and mental health talks and real shit, real talk. Let's go. Good social aspects.
Oh my gosh, I
Haunts me.
feel you on this. I could never do YouTube because I would be too much of a perfectionist and overanalyze every part of it. And at least a live stream, I can't obsess over the editing.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, the editing drives me crazy because I want to perfection it. I want to do all that. I used to do editing for a second, so it's like, no, it has to be perfect. I will know. Like, yeah, I feel you. Editing sucks.
It does suck, which is why I have an editor. Shout out to Mask Sama. But I edit my shorts, and I'm very happy with the shorts that I've edited, because I can edit short form content, because that's a lot less daunting to me, because that's like, I have a minute max, so I get to fucking have fun and go crazy with edits in that minute. Mask Sama is truly the best. What the fuck? Diamond?
Ooh,
Ace, what the fuck?
Dragon, I love
Excuse
you.
thank you. Thank you for supporting Waba. Thank you so much.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Thank you for the big dono. Oh my god, you're so generous. I appreciate that so
You are the
kindly.
sweetest
You're so
human.
sweet.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you know Diamond?
Yes, that's one of my. That's like
Oh,
original. One of my longest community members.
wait.
All the love. Oh.
Ah, what are you doing? We just met. What are you doing? One of the OGs.
Waba.
Fucking hell. That fucking helps a lot. That's it. That's a video edit right there. Pretty much. And then some. Oh.
That's amazing.
Oh! Why is that not muted? Oh!
Amazing.
I don't know why it's not muted. Explain.
Amazing.
Cypress. A of all, why wasn't that muted? My alerts are muted. B of all, what the fuck, Cypress? There's 5 gifted subs. You're amazing. Oh my
Wow.
god. Thank you so
Amazing,
much.
everybody.
That went to Zeinhardt. Oh, Zeinhardt's gonna love that. Megs, yes, Megs needs the subs. Spooky Uwu Ghost, we love. Alucard, yes, and OK Cosplay, fuck yes. All lovely folks. Sugoi. Mori's over here like, Sugoi. A of all, B of all, that's fantastic, yeah. Very well. I'm gonna get to everyone's chat, don't worry. I saw all your very good fucking interesting questions. I'm just overwhelmed with love right now. And I love you all. Fucking hell. Please do some self-care and mindfulness for yourself. Please treat yourself with the love and kindness that you do to others. Always, always, please fucking take time for yourself. You are worth it, even if your brain tells you a million times over that you're not. Well, I'm telling you that your brain's fucking wrong. And you are worth it, alright? You're worth every fucking penny. You're worth every fucking moment in time. Please take time for yourself. Thank you so much, Cypress. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much, Cypress.
So
We're more enjoyable than a movie and snacks, guys.
what?
I'm liking that. I'm loving that. Well, thank you so much.
Shit,
Thank
Mental
you so
Health
much.
Monday is like the one stream where I'm not exactly actively trying to be entertaining. We're just having a discussion. Fucking hell, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyway, fuck. Pre-chat Waba. Cat level, yes. I appreciate you being here as well. Minnie was saying about streaming something you become petrified trying though and being a musician. Right, which is why I suggested maybe VTuber or maybe just, have that performance. God King, yes, with that stuff. Neckmancer, Twitch is finally opening up. I agree. And I love that Twitch is opening up and it's being more connected to what, really what it's all about. And I've told people, I've given people the advice of the best way to connect to people is to do just chatting streams and literally just like talk about your life, talk about what's important to you. There's like 5 or 6 things that every single person can relate to, which is music, food, relationships / pets or animals,
Animal.
Well, that's a good one.
and like locations, places. You know what I mean? So these are like things that globally everyone can relate to, those kind of things. You know, if you want to stick to like super safe topics. I mean, try not to talk politics here, but I think it's pretty fucking obvious what our views are. I would hope so. You know, horns, yes. Tiefling for life in D&D, yes. Mori is a tiefling. Named. Oh my god, I can't fucking remember her name.
That's because you never call your players by their character names.
I'm switching over the scene. Fuck you all. It's all your fault.
It's your fault for never calling your
Delirium. Her name is Delirium. There we go. Brain. Yeah, this is Saturday's scene. You're welcome, chat.
So awesome.
Let me get back to it. There we go. Yes. True, I agree. Cat Level, I wanted to respond to this. I know you were talking to Matthew, but I agree with you. The social aspect that haunts me. I have bad habits that when I faced with trouble, I withdrew from social interaction, and that's stopping me. How do I reconnect to them? So we're talking about anxiety and depression today. So literally, that anxiety from oh my god, I made a faux pas. How do I fucking move forward from that? It's hard. It's hard to like move yourself mentally forward, you know, because you feel like you've lost a connection, but in actuality, what the truth of the matter might be is it's just like your brain has told you lost that connection. You haven't actually lost it. You haven't lost anything until someone directly says, yeah, I fucking hate your guts. But at that point, isn't that kind of relieving in a weird way? It's just like, oh, okay, great. There's no fucking left or right about this. There's no angst. Fine, you hate me. Great. Don't have to spend my time on you anymore.
Now I don't have
Like,
to worry about
now I don't have to worry about...
I don't have to spend energy thinking about
Yeah.
whether or not you hate me because I already know the answer.
Right, exactly. I don't have to spend energy thinking about if you hate me or not. So that's why I say just fucking do it. Like, do it in spite of that. And this is what's helped push me through my anxiety. Obviously, this is not for everyone. I kind of CBT'd myself a little bit, which is to say, like, I kind of, like, talk myself through it. And I also just, like, did shit in despite of being depressed. Like, I was depressed, but I still got up. I still managed to try to do, like, a shower for what I could. And this is the other thing is, like, being okay and being okay and being better is two different things. You can be okay with what you're able to do, and I think you should take pride in what you are able to do, because even if you aren't able to take like a shower where you're like actively scrubbing your body, whatever, getting clean, if you're still able to step into that shower and like spray that water on you for an hour, that's still progress. That's a whole lot better than just sitting in bed all day. You know what I mean? Small steps. You got to take those small victories. You know, so being happy with what you are able to do compared to what you aren't able to do, and trying to like push away those thoughts of like, you know, like, well, it's not good enough, you're not clean enough. And it's like, all right, well, I know that, but I'm trying my best out here, brain. Okay, fuck off. But yeah, and yeah, the perfectionist thing, and that's why I do shorts more than I do like full on videos. I just give it to my editor now. I'm so happy that I met Mask Sama. It's great. Just funny because I just get done with
When I've been like away for a minute, like when I got sick, I always feel like you make like a flyer, like a silly flyer, and being like, I'm returning, come hang out, or like party stream, and like have the time. Don't even have it that long. It could be like 2-3 hours, even just 2 hours. But I feel like if you start promoting that a week before, getting everybody stoked on it, people gather around. They get excited that you're back. And even if it's not like you're not announcing regular streams, you're just popping on to say hi. Hey, how are you all? And I feel like that's a good easy way to like maybe step into the water, see how it feels, see how that stream goes.
I'll also say this, and this is advice that I've given another creator before, which is that event streams will bring out viewership that you haven't had before as well. If a stream is more special, and it's like something they haven't seen before, they haven't seen you in a while, it makes that stream so much more special in their minds. So you'll get more people coming in, which can both be like a positive, but also kind of a negative, because like you might not see them again for a long while.
Yeah.
But I think Twitch streaming is all about living in the moment and who you have in front of you right now is the most important in your life. Of course, you always show appreciation for everyone, not just the people who are there, but the people who are not there as well. But the people who are right there, you are right there, you're live with them. Appreciate them. So thank you, everyone and anyone who's listening right now. Thank you for being here, because you're important, you matter, and you help these conversations happen, and you help these conversations move forward. I never want these conversations to end right here tonight. I want this shit to carry on. Talk about this with your friends. Talk about this with your coworkers. And this is the way I like kind of, I guess, push this community, is like, talk about the community. Talk about if someone needs like a space like this, tell them to come here. Fuck it. Why not? Like, I don't mind self-promoting my own goddamn stream. Well, sometimes. It's like a meme sometimes. Thank you for the lyric, Con. I appreciate that. And
This is a
Cypress,
gem.
that comment was just chef's kiss. Do you ever deal with imposter syndrome with streaming? Yes, constantly, daily. Currently, right now, in this very moment, I'm experiencing imposter syndrome, but I'm pushing through it. Yes, delirium. Fucking Matthew knows my characters better than I do. Wood Elf Druid, usually, all the animals and nature stuff. Fuck yeah, I love that. Trick is helping that to remember how small your impact in the universe actually is, understanding that in maybe 50 years, everything you've done, unless you're truly great, will be fucking everyone but your close family. Yeah. So you know, make what impact you can. You know, make what fucking impact you can. Do what you can. Be happy with it. If I get to play D&D, I like to play Paladin with something very common choice to other players, so I tend to play a healer role. We have no Paladins in either of my parties right now.
Really?
Yeah, no.
That's a good first one. That's like, if you haven't played, that's a really good first character. It's fun. It's not too crazy. Get a little magic.
Yeah. Warforged Artificer. I forgot what variation of elf, but it's like a Feywild elf druid. Dragonborn wizard and gnome barbarian is the Twitch streamer campaign. And then VTuber campaign is tiefling, specific variation of tiefling. Half orc, half elf, which is a homebrew kind of. Human, standard human, and then bunny person. Forgot their name. I forgot the name of the race. The trick is, yes. If I get to play D&D, yeah, grab that. I'm currently having traits in sorcerer. Nice. Ask, aka stop giving a fuck about others think. Yeah, pretty much. That's a hard struggle. I know. I'm proud of you. Just one foot in front of the others. Big step forward. Exactly.
Will Waba
exactly.
ever be able to catch up with chat?
I'll catch up.
They're still going.
You really want me to catch up? I'll catch up.
Going.
It's fine.
I
It's
can
fine.
include
He's
you.
happy
Are
inside the
this
same
is.
time, yeah.
I'm
He's
learning
good.
from
It's
you
awesome.
right now how
You're going
handling
great,
this.
Waba. Like,
Thanks. Thanks.
this is
Listen,
amazing.
mental health Monday is important. I want to make sure I spend time with each comment. All right, I'm gonna be behind
I
chat.
totally understand that, and it's amazing. All these people are here. We're here for you.
Patience. Thank you for your patience. What's the biggest challenge of streaming on Twitch? Go. That was a great question. What's the biggest challenge of streaming on Twitch?
Pressing go live every time.
Yeah, that can be.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know
with
why
that
that's
one.
so hard.
Biggest challenge is being comfortable with silence. Because sometimes I'll have like dead chat, and obviously no one comments on it because we don't have any rude asses here, and if we do, they get banned pretty instantly. But being comfortable with like just chilling and vibing with a game, because sometimes there's going to be low moments in a game, like there's nothing really exciting happening and I have nothing to comment on. You know, the game kind of speaks for itself. And we're just vibing, and I like that. You know, I don't mind the silence being interrupted, but I've started to get slowly more and more better with just like being okay with chill, lower energy chat. But like when something happens, I try to bring it up to 10, you know? Well, but thank you. I appreciate it. I cry. Aw. Cry away, cat level. I'm with you. Do you well accept the fact? Internalize it? Yeah, internalizing like I am enough is takes years, folks. I'm still working on it myself. What are people's go-to ways of self-care? Good question. Go.
Oh.
Naps?
Smoking weed.
Smoking weed. Fair enough.
Smoking the fancy weed, I guess. They're getting the nice dab.
Anything else? My go-to self-care is cuddling with Frankie.
Go to
That is also my go-to self-care, is washing my hair and making sure I'm showering regularly. Like, my hair is very important to me, and I get really fucked up when my hair is dirty. So I need clean hair, so it's gonna get washed tomorrow. Because I undid the braid that Frankie does pretty much every night, and discovered that it wasn't so dirty. So I'm very happy about that. Also, drinking water.
Camping.
Oh,
I definitely go
Nice.
camping. Right now in the winter we can't. We were supposed to go camping in January, but we had COVID, so we were, even though we didn't have it anymore, we still just felt like trash.
Hell yeah.
So I haven't gone camping in a minute, but we definitely go camping every couple months and just hang out in the woods. It's really nice to see the stars.
Love
I
that.
can't see the stars where I am, so definitely got to see the stars every couple months, if not weeks.
You know what's a weird form of self-care is streaming. In a way, I feel like streaming has helped my mental health in a lot of ways because it's allowed me to connect with people when I wasn't feeling okay. I don't like to do it so often, but I have had a stream before where I literally was like, I'm not okay, but I want to be here anyway because I just want to have the space here for people, and like kind of like setting my own boundaries with that kind of stuff, you know. Thank you a lot. Sometimes you don't know what you need to hear when you wake up. Aw, cat level, I appreciate that. It's a gem. You're a gem. I mean, that's true for every actor. Their audience in the room is the critical one, right? Got to be the moment. Exactly. Do you normally stream with the webcam running? I'm curious of Fem point of view in this. I think Fem is correct. Ghoulie does stream with the camera as far as I know, but also
Yeah.
good question from the Fem point of view. I'm sure you get a fucking
Well,
lot of harassers.
It's
Sexual comments.
my mods are on top of it. Usually they'll catch something before.
You like
but-
their horns? Yeah, their horns are cute.
But I don't, I don't deal with too crazy of trolls, but I'm also really like nonchalant. Like, I don't know, you can't really say anything that's gonna like offend me. Like the dumb names make me laugh. Like I'll like laugh when I'm like, oh, like I just said. Like, so no, I don't know. But I feel like it's like when I am dolled up, I get a little bit more views. And I doll up for myself. I don't doll up for stream because makeup is so fun. But I definitely don't doll up intentionally for streams because I don't want that attention some nights. So it is, you do kind of see the difference.
Yeah. I love the D&D discussions. Aw, have these D&D discussions in
Yeah,
Discord. I
the
fucking
side
love it.
D&D.
I love D&D so much, yes. I have so many characters and situations and stories I can tell you about. We heckin' love Waba. We heckin' love you, Maury. I'll throw the love back at you. Love all of you. Got it. Milk dark, our white chocolate. Dark chocolate.
Yeah.
White chocolate is fucking fake and awful. Cancel me if you want to. I can't. It's just so disgusting to me. White chocolate is so disgusting to me. I don't know. Self-care really consists of good old Toke playing my guitar, doodling. Nice. I've done that. What have you done? I don't know which part you've done. White chocolate for eating, dark chocolate for women. Fair enough. The animated, it's so flippin' cute. Oh, the flip. Yeah, it's cute. Where I'm at. That makes more sense. Power. Oh, I'm so fucking caught up with chat. Fuck you, chat. I caught up. Fuck you,
Yeah.
chat. Also, I love you, chat. Also, fuck you, chat. I caught up. Let's go. Wait, who said that I was not going to catch up with chat? Now I have to go uncatch up with chat so I can freaking find out who said that. Ban him. No, I'm
That was me.
joking.
That was me.
Yeah, I think it
Ban
was.
It's not even chocolate exactly. Thank you. Wife and I will do like mini vacations every few months. During COVID, it's mostly been just other side of the city type of stuff, which admittedly that's been a little bit too odd. That's why we can do other circumstances. Yeah, you do what you can, right? What are your favorite tattoos? Do you have a story? Guest band confirmed. Yep. No, never. Listen, I've only had to ever ban one guest.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Can we hear that story?
I wasn't gonna ask. I was gonna be the one to ask.
I want to know the tea.
I didn't ban them at the time.
Like you didn't
I
ban
mute-
them
I mute
during
myself.
the.
I didn't ban them during the stream, but I think I banned them afterwards, because we were talking about substance abuse, it's gonna be really embarrassing, because everyone who's dedicatedly watched my streams is gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. I think I've banned him. But we were talking about substance abuse, and this person talked about what they did for work, and what they did for work is they work with autistic kids, and they do something with autistic kids known as ABA therapy, which is it's basically behavioral therapy, but it's like has some really abusive roots for autistic folks, and there's a lot of folks who are autistic who have a lot of like traumatic experience with that, so we do not fucking stand that shit. So I had to like collect myself for a moment when it happened, because I was like thrown for a complete fucking loop, and like I've started to like kind of screen a little bit more on my mental health Monday guests, but like that really threw me for a loop, and they were just like, oh well no, it's good now, and I'm like no. That's where hashtag stop the shock comes from and all that shit. But yeah, so for all my regular viewers, I'm sorry if you know who that is and you're offended, but yeah, we do not stand ABA therapy for autistic folks, because ABA is abuse. And I'll give you the actual therapy name: Applied Behavioral Analysis. And that's the shit where they shock the kids to say, hey, do the right thing.
No.
Yeah. Well, they're autistic, so they don't understand. So they need to be steered in the right direction. You know, basically they treat the kids like cattle. So
What does that do to them?
it treats them like Pavlovian dogs and dehumanizes them, and they tell autistic kids to stop doing stim shit and like just fucking behave and act basically normal, so that all of us rest neurotypical folks can feel comfortable around you.
Yeah.
That's ABA. So we fucking hate it.
Yeah, big no.
Do you have any good ASD autism spectrum disorder related resources, content suggestions? I have an immense amount of resources in the panels below. I don't know anything specifically autistic wise, but I feel like I should. Suggestions for what? For like raising an autistic kid? Because we have a mental health discussion channel in the Discord, and I very much would love to have the discussion there. / during April.
Ooh.
Pink donut.
It has chance.
Was it cross-legged? Spicy. All right. Very spicy. It is pretty terrible. It is very outdated. A modified version of ABA is used today. But there are still some places that sanction like shock collar shit. So that's why hashtag stop the shock is still a thing on Twitter, because there's places like that. So yeah, chances of permanent physical damage along the way. Yeah, fun. Shit.
I had no idea. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look up on Twitter hashtag stop the shock. And you'll see everything from that shit. It's pretty fucking surprising, and it's low key, high key. It's basically eugenics, but just in a different way.
Yeah.
Because that's eventually what everything fucking boils down to, it seems, when it comes to abusive mental health situations. It boils down to eugenics. And for kids at home who don't know what eugenics is, it means basically forced sterilization.
Yeah.
Effectively dissuading people with any neurodivergence to not have kids. So, but specifically targeted at autistic folks. So, yeah. Heritage, yes, I read this. Would be a tie between the names of my children and my grandchildren that on my arms or back, or Ouroboros on my wrist. I can't pronounce that. It's a good game to play when I first came out with the remake. I played it in a couple of years. Oh, Final Fantasy 14 is so fun. We play that on Fridays here, and I play it offline every so often. I'm fucking grinding relics right now, and oh, it's so annoying because there's 9 fucking books I have to go through. There's so much to do.
I just got it. I made a character. That's it.
Okay. ABA is like, it's a are you useful, and will your kids be? Yeah, pretty much. Economically speaking, it's very creepy. What are your thoughts on testing for issues during pregnancy? Yeah, go right ahead. Woman's choice. Her body, her choice, all right?
Yeah.
You can test during pregnancy what the person who's pregnant decides to do with that information. I shouldn't say woman. What the person who is pregnant decides to do with the information, it's up to them. All right.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts. Pretty much. Go right ahead. I would not judge someone badly for wanting to get an abortion after they find out that there's like a high chance that there's going to be something like very, wrong with the child, and if they're not prepared to raise a child with those kind of defects, whatever the defects are, whatever the conditions might be, again, their choice. Their choice. We're pro-choice here. So. As the son of a family that practiced eugenics in its own way, I'm very aware of eugenics, yeah. Also, you're a fucking PhD doctor, so a doctor of virology, so I would fucking hope you know what eugenics is. It should be their choice, though, not culturally forced. Agreed, yeah, absolutely. For those who played 14 don't know what the arch and mark is the tattoo of some Seleiance have. Yes, it is. I can't show it up, but what is your favorite tattoo, Ghoul?
I have a donut on the back of my leg, which I'll post a picture in the Discord of it. It's just my friend
This is the Archon, by the way.
And it's neon pink. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
What's up?
So
yes.
Big donut.
I Googled Archon and came up with the StarCraft thing.
Or I guess my little spider.
It's the thing on.
It's like
I'm arachnophobic, and that triggered a fear response in me.
I'm so sorry.
That was great. She has a tattoo of a spider, and I really freaked out because I thought there was a spider on her. Sorry, them, but yeah. Fucking hell. Huh.
It showed up so pretty on the camera too.
It did. It's great. It's like, spider, what spider? Where? Oh. Do you have any fears? Oh wait. Let me do this, because Fun Month Monday is only supposed to go to midnight. I'm sorry. I've kept everyone so late. I love those. Alright. Ready for penultimate question? Alright, here we go. Ready. What are your tips to anyone who's experiencing any anxiety, depression, or any mental health stuff? What is your tippage? Advice. Help. Resources. Give it to us. Give it to me.
My advice would be to that's a hard one. I would say look at all your resources, whether they be governmental or clinical, or in my case herbal, whatever it may be. See if any of that helps, if any of those resources will help, or if just, you know what, honestly, being here has done wonders for my mental health. Honestly, coming to the short time that I have talked with Waba, and the time I've been a part of his community, that has been a big help for me. It really has. And honestly, you just gotta just do do what makes you happy. What'll put I'm just babbling now. Just be. I don't want to say just be happy, because it's not that simple at all. Yeah. But you just do what you can every day. It's like I said, it's a fight every day.
No, it is a fight every day. Absolutely.
ally_McBeal_ Go ahead, Joey, because I'm babbling.
I would say, no, you're not alone. I think
Ally, thank you for the tier 1 sub. What the heck?
Ooh. But I think that, you should remind yourself that you're not alone in these feelings. As, I don't know, I always felt really alone with my anxiety. I didn't really, I wasn't sure if other people were experiencing what I did. I'd go, you like build things up in your head, and then you start to go down like a route, and it's just, you don't know, and you're just making things up in your head at a certain point. Like, oh, that person didn't say hi to me when I was at that party. Maybe they must not like, what did I do to upset them? What did I do? And it spirals, and you have to be able to at least pause and step back. Like, think of what first started the question and think of what the reality of it is, like what you actually know, because you're telling yourself stuff. Like, don't listen to yourself sometimes. Like, I feel like, I mean, I personally fill my head up with things that aren't correct, and I spiral. And if I can just step back and like remind myself, it's your mind, right? You're the one who's creating all this right now. Like, it was your thought trail. You don't know anything for fact. So.
Yeah. I love that, because I really like mindfulness, and I really like meditation, and that is kind of like a meditation for mindfulness, of bringing it back to like, okay, what am I in control of, and can I let go of the things that I'm not in control of,
Yeah, you can only control yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You can't control anything else. You can just control your reaction.
Pretty much.
Do you guys have any tips? Like, I can't meditate at all due to the fact that, like, if I'm left alone long enough, if I just get too deep. And how do you guys stop from going down that rabbit hole?
I mean, honestly,
Yes.
sometimes I don't. Sometimes I go down that rabbit hole for a bit, a couple hours, something like that. I used to go down that rabbit hole for days, weeks. I think having things to look forward to in life, having responsibilities in a weird way, kind of helps ground me. It helps me know that, like, what I'm feeling right now, it's temporary, but it's still important to feel it. It's important to be where I'm at and feel what I'm feeling. And then once I understand why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, then I can kind of breathe, like I can come out of that pool, say, so to speak, with a fresher understanding of who I am, or where a feeling came from. And yeah, exactly, Ali. Big agree right there.
Yeah.
I've always been so afraid to go down that hole. Maybe I should just take a couple hours one day and just go.
It's okay
It
to
could
feel
benefit you.
everything.
Yeah, that's why I come here. I'm not. I don't.
Because
I have no one to talk to about my mental health, and
anytime we're here.
Exactly. I'm new to like all this.
The Discord's here when I'm offline, and Twitch is up when I'm up. So yeah, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be fucking rough. It's gonna be fucking rough. There's gonna be a lot of tears. It's gonna be a lot of anger, a lot of emotions, overwhelming almost. Too much, feels like you might explode, but it's still important to feel them and know that you're still gonna be there in the end. Because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like you're just gonna die if you feel all of that.
Yeah.
But your wife will still be there for you. Your job's still there for you tomorrow as well. Your dog's still there. Your cat's still there. Hell, I've cried into Nero so many times. Yeah, self-analyzing can definitely be very scary. I heard that doctors don't listen to females as much when it comes to mental health as it reports people that are considered beautiful having a hard time to male or female. Yeah, absolutely. Mental health transcends pretty privilege. It transcends gender, transcends sex, transcends sexual orientation, gender orientation, everything. Wearing makeup to a doctor's appointment is a mistake. Yes, it is. Which is fucking terrifying to think that literally femmes need to stop something that makes them feel empowered in order to be taken at all with any degree of sincerity
Yeah.
when it comes to medical offices. We actually talked about that at the start of stream as well. I immediately pointed that out because we do talk about intersectionality stuff and the struggles, the multifaceted struggles of being a femme and having chronic pain, and the doctors aren't fucking taking you seriously unless you take your,
Yeah.
masked partner with you, Does it help if you seek out a female doctor? Statistically speaking, no, actually.
I've only seen a female pelvic floor physical therapist. She was incredible, but yeah, I haven't got to experience any female doctors.
Again, like individuals will change statistics, but statistically speaking, if you look at the statistics for female femmes getting treated medically, it doesn't matter doctor's male or female. Maybe there might be like a slight more like actually receives care from female doctor, but like it still trends to absolutely fucking not get fucked. Anyway, it's just about 12 midnight.
I'm flew by.
Time really does fucking fly by. I
It
would
does.
love to have either of you on another time. Let me pull out my note here. Next week, we're going to have on Potchfad, who a lot of people here know and love, an artist, probably live right now, along with his wife, Star. 21st, we're going to have a VTuber on, Inuba Tomachan. I'm probably going to be on my VTuber model for that to respect them as well. And 28th, we're going to have Mindset by Dave, or Mindset Daddy. Next month, we're doing relationships and abuse. Maki is going to come on the 7th, maybe with Ghoulie. I suggested it in chat. It's up to Ghoulie, though. Want to come on the 7th?
Yes, I'm coming on the 7th.
All right, pencil you in. I have to talk to everyone in March. I plan these shits way far in advance. So if you want a spot on Mental Health Monday, if you like what we talk about here, if you want to talk about your story, if you want your story featured, please contact me on Discord or on Twitter. You can find all my lovely socials here. Main YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff. The VOD channel, I need to edit this command. I don't use the VOD channel that much because all the Mental Health Monday VODs go up on YouTube on Wednesday. This is going to get highlighted out, so you're going to see a little outro here. And then I'll give them proper shout-outs. I've generally considered attracting and dismissed when I discuss my mental health. Yep, exactly, Allie. It fucking dumb as shit. I get that you don't look ADHD, neurodivergent, etc. all the time because there's no fucking way to. It's just like, oh, you don't look non-binary. Like, fuck off. Literally, fuck off. Thank you, chat, for listening, supporting this wonderful person. Thank you so much, Connor. You're so kind. Another channel, they're talking about the beauty queen winner jumping off a building, and their first response is to why she was so beautiful. Oh my god, that's some disgusting sexism and social stigma. Yeah, right there. Shit makes me throw up. But yeah, there's all my socials there. You know where to find me. You can find our community offline on the Discord. You have to answer some welcome questions. It's just to make sure that the Discord stays a pretty safe space. It's even worse if you go to female doctor with makeup. There you go, because that enforcement, those gender role enforcements get pressured on you. It's just like, oh, well, you look so well done up and stuff, and you look so put together.
You don't look like you're in pain.
I mean, Allie, yeah, that too. Yeah, if you don't look like you're in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Allie's like, thanks. I guess my coping skills are at a professional level. Yeah, it's called
great.
for autistic. It's like my masking is so great. I pass as normal, but that's the point.
Dang it.
Anyway, thank you both sincerely for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. I'm sorry to cut this, but kind of we'll talk as well offline. Figure out if you want to come on another time, some other topic.
Of course. Of course we will.
All right, we're gonna play the outro. Nobody panic, and I'll see you on the very, very fun stinger animation, and then we'll chat for a little minute. We'll find someone. All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching Mental Health Monday. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give the video a like, put a comment down below, and share it with a friend. If you want to catch it live, feel free to follow us on Twitch. The link is in the description below. As always, mental health is an open and ongoing discussion, so feel free to say hello and then, come talk with us about mental health. I love the topic, always talk about it. It's a chill atmosphere, it's a safe space. Sometimes we get a little chaos and chaotic, but it's still a safe space all the same. If you also enjoyed the guests and what they had to say, you can check out their content as well. I put their Twitch links in the description below. As for the rest of my socials, they're also down there. Twitter, Instagram, and the Discord if you want to join. As always, take care of yourself, do some self-care today, and be well. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.